And how's everybody doing? Welcome, 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 welcome. So I have a guest, and I was gonna do this earlier, but I got busy. He got busy. We all get busy, and that's fine. But I do want to say something. So hold on a second. Oh, no, not that one. Okay. So what I want to say is, um, regarding my community tab post yesterday. And I just want to just explain this because I think it confused some people, and that's okay. People can ask questions, totally fine. What I was trying to say yesterday is some people have been getting bullied and harassed, and they showed me some proof of it. And they feel like they can only come in and hang out on a different account. And they told me the account that they are on, and that's fine. I'm not going to call them out because that's not for them to have to fight anybody. But what I want to say is, if someone has a problem with my viewers, you take it out on me. At the end of the day, these are my opinions, not a viewer's opinions. And I just want everyone to try to be better. No one's, if people want to be act like they're better than everybody around here, don't attack a viewer. That's real low hanging fruit. And that's all I was ever trying to say. And I just wanted to put the olive branch out there. If anyone else is being harassed or attacked, that my uh, email is always open, my door is always open, my Discord is always open. I am there. Okay, and that's all I was trying to say. And on the subject of the mole and the Discord, I know who you are. Okay, I know who you are. You're not slick, and that's fine. Do what you need to do. Do what you think you need to do to appease your minions or whatever. But just so you know that I know and that everyone else actually knows, we know who you are. Okay, you're not slick, and I don't need to call you out either. You can just go out the back door, and no one ever needs to talk about it or whatever. So, remember, I know things, and there's moles in other discords as well. And I've seen some awful, awful stuff in the past couple of days, stuff that really makes me sick. Um, why would I talk about Shanny talking about cancer if I didn't have it? Like I said, I don't try to ask people for money for cancer. I don't do that. If someone wants to donate to the cancer research, go ahead. I just hope people donate to me because they find me funny. But that's all I wanted to say to that. I understand, I get it, but I'm done with that. Let's bring in my guest and let's get things going. Hello there.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? How you doing? I had to just call that out because some things were happening, and I don't like it when my viewers get attacked. Oh, thank you, Bells. I appreciate that. What did she say? What did she say? Leading with loveness does not draw blood. Yes.
Raven's
Yeah.
Cribs, come on, man.
Bells of Nevermore EAS donated $2
Don't be saying
through
you're
Super
God. You
Chat.
know that's not true.
Bleeding with loving
Raven's
kindness
Cribs,
does
come
not
on,
draw
man.
blood.
I mean, Gman, you've been here a long time.
Don't be
How
saying
long
you're
has
God.
this
You know that's not true.
type of stuff
Raven's
happen?
Cribs, come on.
Where people get, friends become enemies, enemies hook up, link up, whatever you want to call it.
That's gonna happen for the
Gman
rest
gave
of
me
you.
the
That's gonna
best
happen
dick
for the
the
rest
other
of your
day. It
social
was so
media
good.
career.
Crash Cootercoo
That ain't going
donated
away.
$5
You're gonna
through
make
Super
up, you
Chat.
kiss and make up, y'all be
Let's
Gman
friends
get
gave
for a
me
this
the
little bit,
party
then
best
y'all
dick
started,
start
the other
fighting
day.
beautiful
again.
It was so
people.
That's just how it
good.
is.
Beer mugs, beer. The first round is on me.
Okay, thank you, Crash. Now, I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you something. Now, um, Rev actually was asking for money the other day. I don't know if you know
No,
about
really?
this.
That's new. Wow, shocking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, well, what I mean is like he needed it real bad. Yeah, I'll show you. He needed it real bad, and he
He
said he'd
needed it
pay
in his
back.
arm or his nose or his mouth.
Well, here, check this out.
All right.
So he says, "Hey, bro, how are things with you? I have a favor to ask. Our food stamps lapsed, and now you know why that lapsed, right? I don't need to tell anybody why the food stamp it lapsed because A, most of the food stamps was coming from those two boys, and B, I'm sure Rev and Shanny aren't the greatest when it comes to paperwork, right? You know, this type of food stamps, any type of state aid, you need your paperwork together. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
mean, you saw their house was paperwork all over the place. That's what I'm guessing.
So what is this say? Can you read that? Because I'm on my phone and it's real small.
Yeah. It says that their food stamps lapsed in February, and it has really affected the money we have to use for the bill we need to pay. Could you possibly help me out with $45 for our internet bill? Now that's more than 15 more than the $30 you say what they use for, Delta 8 and stuff.
Well, the internet bill is $50 a month.
Oh, it
The
is.
internet bill is $50 a month, but I wouldn't give it to them. What you guys should probably do with them is tell them to go to Scranton, tell them to go by to the old house where they just came from, and tell them that there's a church on North Washington Street, and there's a pantry there every Friday. I believe from 3 p.m. No, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. or something like that. I think it's a pantry every Friday, and they give you hot food, from what I understand, and they give you food that you can cook. They haven't been there one time in their entire lives, and there's other places in Scranton where they give away free food too, and they refuse to go. Now, when I was dealing with them, they was making promises to me that they was going to go apply for Social Security, they was going to go apply for TRA and all that stuff, and they never got up and they did it. They never got up and did it. And the only way they're going to do it if their lifeline is cut off. So people are actually enabling their laziness if they're not if they're not being hard on them about those things. Like, tell them, show me the application for this, that, and the other, and show me that you filled it out, or I'm not giving you nothing. That's got to be the attitude you got to have with them now.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna read the rest of this. Thank you, Taylor. I just turned these the actual super chat thing off because sometime in the last time I talked to Gman, they really couldn't hear him with them going off. But she says you just have to reapply online every few months. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Taylor. Guarantee they couldn't be bothered. They will cut them off. I promise that's what happened. Too lazy to log on and update their information. Yes, that is facts. Thank you, Taylor, for the support. I do appreciate
I'll tell you this,
that.
though. I'll tell you this. If they don't get food stamps soon and people stop donating, their relationship's over. Shanny's going to accuse him of not wanting to work. She's going to be hungry. He's not going to be able to deal with it. And either she's going to up and leave, or he's going to or one of them going to end up in jail from fighting. Because I've seen them I've seen them when they had nothing before, and where she's blaming him for everything and he's blaming her for everything. I'm talking about in person. So if the lifeline gets cut off for long enough, the uncle can only do but so much, because he's not even working for what I understand. So
Really? Well, I want to get in.
The uncle don't got no money.
Yeah, I want to get into the uncle. But so the rest says, I will send it back to you when the money from the last Twitch payout, I guess they were getting one more Twitch payout, comes in. I really appreciate everything you've done for us, man. Peace. Now, with doesn't the Twitch money on the 21st, not the what do you call it? Not before the 21st?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I figured. So
they got their money. They got their money from Twitch.
Well, he was saying that he wanted that, and he was saying that he wanted the money, and then he was going to pay somebody back. And what happens is 3 days later, I believe he sent the $45 back on PayPal to this person who did that. And Rev said, "You're great, man. Thanks for everything going well. You been wanting to get one of your Broncos." He just kind of, like I said, I was surprised that Rev would do that. That Rev would actually pay back some money. And I was just about to ask you, how do you think he got that?
Wait a minute. Rev paid somebody back online.
Yeah, yeah. So Rev asked for the $45, and then 3 days later he paid it back. I guess because he claimed that they needed it for the internet.
They either got the money from one of their from either Twitch or Rumble or something, or the uncle or something like that, and paid it back. And Shanny probably made them do it because right now they're solely dependent on YouTubers and they don't want to be known as liars when it comes to money. So they're trying to build a rapport with these people. It's probably what's going on. But the only way Shanny and Rev are ever going to go to a pantry is the people on social media stop giving to them. When the people on social media stop giving to them, that's when they're going to get their life together. When they have no other choice.
So since you brought up the uncle, I don't know if you saw, like, people have been trying to send the uncle information, this and that. Now, I get it. You know, Rev's done a lot of piece of shit stuff, you know, so is Shanny. But I feel like, you know, going after his uncle isn't right because that guy, you know, it's not his fault. His sister made some bad decisions. But with all that, like, I don't know anything about this guy. Apparently,
I wouldn't do that if I were them. I seriously wouldn't go after an uncle if I were them. Because unlike Shanny and Rev, this guy actually can get a lawyer and this guy actually can go after them. I wouldn't do that. That's probably one of the reasons why I haven't showed up there in person and like made a big scene and have them come over there yet. So I'm smarter than that, you know. I won't do that.
So do you know what the current how do I put this? What is the current deal with them? Like, how are they allowed to stay back in that house?
Well, Shanny and Rev made a promise to him that they are only going to be there until they can get their paperwork and everything together. They lied about me, saying, you know, it was my fault that they was in the position that they was in. And they do have to give him money to help him out with the utilities and everything. That's why Shanny was streaming as often as she did. But if they don't fill out that paperwork and get the help that they're going to, the help that they claim that they're going to get, I don't see them making it through next winter. They'll be kicked out before that. The uncle don't have the kind of patience like I did because they was only there for 4 months, three or 4 months before the uncle threw them out.
Yeah, about that. And that's why I was so surprised. Like, how the hell are they back there at the house? Oh, did you hear this one? So a lot of people were claiming that you bought the uncle's house and they are your landlord, or you're their landlord.
No.
No,
But I did say on a stream before that after I sell the house that I have right now, that I might be interested in buying that house.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's where it came from.
Because the uncle's not asking for that much. I can actually get that house for less than $100,000.
And yeah, because people were saying his name was Joey. I'm like, well, you know, and I think that's my issue with what's going on with some of these newer channels. I feel like, you know, someone wants to have a channel, hey, more the merrier. But I feel like they should be called parody channels because they're not getting anything like factual. It's a lot of misinformation. You know what I mean? It's nothing is factual about what is being said. You know, they say that like you gave the cats away to your sister. They say that you bought the house. The uncle's name is Joey, and Shanny has 2 more kids. Like, I mean, I've heard some crazy stuff, and I feel like
it's news to me. She don't got no more kids. She can't have no kids. She told me her uterus or something like that got taken out or something like that. I don't know. But
it fell out, man.
yeah. She don't have a working uterus no more. As far as the cats go, she got both those cats. I don't know how she's able to afford to feed them all the time, but she still got those cats.
Well, doesn't she get some help with the to get the cat food?
Maybe from CPS. Well, when the kids was there, CPS. See, here's the thing. Every time people call CPS when they were living in that house, CPS is bringing them food, microwaves, appliances, and things like that. All those calls turned into CPS actually helping them. Now that the kids ain't there no more, if they don't take the initiative to go downtown, they're not going to get nothing.
Yeah, and you know, like back when I was with Geek Room, one thing that we never really did was lie about what was going on. We never needed to because there was so much stuff happening left and right, left and right. There was no need to have to make up anything because the facts were crazy enough. So I think, that's where a lot of us that's been around just don't like it when misinformation just comes flowing in, because then Shanny uses that as an excuse. This is why she's getting bullied and harassed and this and that and this and that, which I feel like really, I feel like she definitely deserves a level of it, but I feel like everybody, like, what's the point? You know what I mean? If the point is to make her better or to make her admit what she's doing that's wrong, then I think she needs a little breathing room here and there. You don't attack until they relent, because that's never going to happen, especially a
Rev
narcissist
might
like these.
Rev. I think Rev is eventually going to own it, but not Shanny. It's not going to happen. No time soon. Shanny will have to be out in the street eating out the garbage can before that happens. But I can see Rev
Yeah.
owning it. I can see Rev doing a channel tour, talking about all of this. But you're not going to see Shanny doing that no time soon. Shanny's too puffed up and proud to do it. And she believes she's in the right too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw that video where Rev is just saying he doesn't understand what everyone's problem is.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He understands. And that's what I meant in my last couple of videos. He's full of it. He knows full well that some of the things that you guys are saying are, well, a lot of the things that's being said, well, actually, most of the things that's being said about Shanny is actually true. Number one, she's violent. She does put her hands on him. He has told me to my face on multiple occasions that she does not make him feel like a man. And when Shanny don't get her way, she threatens to kill herself. You know what I mean? He knows full well why she gets the hate that she gets. He knows it. The reason why he can't agree with anything that you guys are saying, because if he does, he's gonna get his behind whipped.
Yeah, she's gonna
beat him. Yep, she's gonna beat him.
And that's terrible. Because he's like, a full-grown adult can't even be an adult because he has to worry about his girlfriend beating him. Yeah, what is up with that? Why are they constantly under this impression that they're still common law married?
Because neither one of them are educated and both of them are stupid. That's why. I don't know how else to put it. But I'll say this, though. You want to do something interesting. One of these days, go find one of those videos where you find a woman getting beaten up by her boyfriend. And then find the video where she's making excuses for the boyfriend and line that up with Rev. And that'll be all the proof you need. He's getting beat up He's getting beat up and beat up often. Because when I met Shanny for the first time, the first thing that Shanny said to me, well, not the first time, I would say the second or the third time she saw me, she says, I could totally kick your butt. She said that to me. The very 1 or 3 times I met her. And I looked at her and I said, yeah. I said, listen, you'll find out real fast the difference between a man and a woman if you ever try it. I am not Chris and I ain't this guy right here. I told her that straight up the first time I met them. So, because Rev, a lot of people don't understand this. That guy is frail. He had little to no strength whatsoever in his arms. He did not beat Shanny in no arm wrestling match. He lied in that video. He did not beat her in no arm wrestling contest. That dude can barely pick up a center block. He ain't got no strength. So
yeah, and right now he's talking about getting a job. What do you think about that? I don't think he can.
He's gonna have to do it. He ain't got no choice. I don't think he's gonna do it, but he ain't got no choice. He has no job experience whatsoever. None. He's never worked anywhere a day in his life. Shanny is the one with work experience.
Yeah, he never worked ever. So his mom just like left him a bunch of money, right, from the life insurance.
I think his mother. No, it wasn't no life insurance. It wasn't life insurance. He got money from from her working and from her dad working and owning things. It wasn't from life insurance. No. They had equity in a lot of things. They had 2 houses. They had a lot of money saved. And I think the mother kind of figured that he would never work. So she tried to get him as much money as possible. They invested it into the stocks. And that's how he got all that money. And he was doing fine when he was by himself before he got with Shanny. From what I understand, he was just occasionally splurging and buying games and microphones and all that stuff. But just not at the rate that Shanny did when he got involved with her. From what I can gather from him.
And Rev had like a financial advisor, right? Like someone would be like, "Hey, put the money into like this, that, like type of thing," and he gave that power to Shanny, who has no idea how the stock market works at all.
When his life went to the toilet when he got wet brain. From what I understand from him, he told me that she cost him about $250,000 during the time he had wet brain. She did, not the COVID, not that other stuff. She cost him $250,000 with all of the spending that she was doing and some of the idiotic things that she was doing by giving people money online without thinking about, how it will hurt the market and it will hurt his account and everything.
Well, this Jeff Loves Pig says it's said that he won't call to report abusive situations. Do you think Rev is embarrassed of the beatings and the whatever else she's doing to him? Allegedly.
Yeah, he's embarrassed. He'll never admit it. At least not now. He won't. Probably in about a year, he ain't got no choice but to. But I'll say this: if people can get him separated from her for at least a day or two, he'll spill the beans on everything that's going on. He did that with me on multiple occasions. When I got him away from her for at least 2 hours and she was calling every 30 minutes to find out what we were doing or whatever, that's when he would tell me everything about what was really going on in the relationship. And they confirmed a lot of the things that I was hearing online, but I didn't want to believe it though.
What was Rev's reasoning for staying in the relationship then if she's beating him and treating her children like crap? Like what did he think was gonna happen?
His mother. See, when he got involved with Shanny, he was still missing his mother pretty hard, and he was lonely. Shanny is playing a maternal role. As far as a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, marriage relationship, or whatever, everything that's coming out of his mouth as far as loving her is a bunch of baloney. She is filling in a role a void that his mother left. You know what I mean? That's all Shanny's doing, and when that's over, I think that he'll throw her out, by her ear if it wasn't for that. But he misses his mother and she's company. I don't believe he loves that woman for a second. And I don't believe Shanny loves him either.
No, I think he's just convenient, especially if she was all trying to get with you when he was in jail for those 13 days.
You don't know the half of it. Every time I walked in that place, that woman was flirting with me. So no.
I feel like that these two, like they just never had a plan. They never had a plan past tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Oh, they had a plan. Shanny had a plan. Her plan was to spend all of his. This is now, mind you, what I'm about to say right now is the way I'm thinking now, up and to the point where she's made that video saying that I gave her a death sentence or whatever. So I haven't always thought this way, but the way I think about this now is her plan from the beginning was to get with him, spend as much of that money as possible, destroy his character, and then try to come into my arms believing I was going to white knight for her. That just wasn't going to happen. Now, I tell you what I did, dude. I did because like I said, I found this guy a job. He didn't want it. So I went to Shanny and I said, Rev, I will throw you out of here, but I'm not going to throw her out and her kids. I refuse to. I'm not going to do that. I said, I was like, eventually one of you has got to start giving me some money for all these utilities and all this stuff that's going on and whatnot. And he didn't want to work. But I said, listen, I'm not throwing. And I told Shanny this too. And that's probably why she felt the way she did. I told her to her face. I said, there's no way on God's green earth I'm going to let you and those kids sleep on the street. You're a woman and those are children. What do y'all got to do with any of that? You know what I mean? If this idiot doesn't want to work or whatever, And if you don't believe me, get Shanny to show you those text messages between the two of us when Rev turned down that job. If anybody can get her to do that, you'll see. I was hot.
What was he gonna get for that job? Like how much a day?
$11 an hour. He was going to get roughly about $500 a week. And all he had to do was go back and forth. Get this. All he had to do was go back and forth to a van and get tools because he didn't know how to do nothing. I was supposed to educate him on what a screwdriver was, on what a hammer was, and like a crowbar and things like that and whatnot. You know what I mean? I was going to educate him on what those things were, so that when they asked him to go back to the tool van, he wouldn't know what to get. He was going to be what we would call a helper.
So he doesn't know how to do anything. He can't change a tire. He can't put a bed together. He can't put a shelf together. Like, he can't do anything.
He's computer savvy. He can do a lot of computer graphic stuff. He's very computer savvy. He knows a lot about that stuff. He doesn't know jack about the workplace.
When they left Colorado in that way, like in shambles, was there like I used to hear that maybe a lot of their stuff was from Rent-A-Center, so they just left it there, and Rent-A-Center was going to pick it up.
No. That stuff wasn't for no rent.
All right, so it's not,
No.
Dude,
all
that's
that
what I
stuff they
heard.
gave me that was in that house, they went to Colorado and then rebought all that stuff back. And from what I understand, they left that house over there with a lot of the same stuff that they left in Scranton when they left the house there the first time. They bought microphones, laptops, they bought games and all that stuff. And they already had that stuff in Scranton, which is why I never understood that. It's like, if you wanted this stuff so bad, why didn't you just tell me to box the stuff up and I would just give it to you? But she didn't want to do that. She says it's just stuff or whatever, keep it. And then they went to Colorado and just rebought the same stuff all over again, which is ridiculous.
So when
and I don't blame Rev for buying all those games, by the way. I don't blame him one bit, because the amount of money that he spent doesn't compare to all of the hundreds of thousands Shanny spent.
Oh, you mean those the retro video games?
Yeah, the retro games don't cost nothing. Anybody can go on Amazon and get those things for like $100, $150. Some of them maybe a little bit more. The ones that he gave me don't even cost that much. That guy really spent a little bit of that money on himself, and most of that money, the majority of that money, went on that woman's weed habit and her lifestyle out there.
What about his Magic cards?
Those Magic you can get those cards that he had for about $500. That was nothing. That didn't put a dent. As a matter of fact, he had those cards before he got with her.
Yeah, but
I think I have those cards. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, really?
If I got them, it's probably in a box somewhere.
I thought he left them up in Colorado.
No. I see. Here's the thing: when he gave me the house back on the second time, and I got the lawyer and everything involved, and the paperwork was done, he had me mail all of that stuff to Colorado. So I mailed all of that stuff to Colorado. They lost their place and they ended up driving them right back to me, left them at the house, and I ended up getting them. It's just ridiculous. It was a colossal waste of money.
Why didn't they just stay in Pennsylvania and take $200,000 of that money and fix up the damn house? I'll never understand that.
In Rev's defense, he was depressed about his mom, which this is the reason why I believe he's with Shanny. He was depressed about his mom, and he was drinking all the time because of his mother. You know what I mean? And her passing. They told me that they moved to Colorado. Well, Shanny told me this. Now that I know this is a lie, but Shanny told me that they moved to Colorado to get him away from the house because it was making him depressed and making him drink. So Shanny got him off of one substance and got him addicted to another substance, and that's why he can't get off the Delta 8, because he's never had a chance to get clean. You know what I mean? Shanny got him hooked on that. She tried to get me hooked on it. When I used to bring them the gummies, she was trying to get me to try it. I never tried that garbage.
And is that what they were just doing, the vapes and the gummies?
They were vaping, smoking, doing the gummies. They were doing the oils and some other stuff. Because when I first went there was I'm not into cigarettes and all this other stuff and whatnot, but there was a lot of things there I didn't understand that had to do with substance and whatnot. So and there was a lot of wine bottles and everything laying around too.
Well, I can understand. I can understand that. Maybe just being around it made him. He couldn't be around. Like, he couldn't be there. It was triggering to him. But then when they lost everything in Colorado, he went right back to that house. Well, after meeting bumping into you.
Well, they
right?
had a scam. Their scam was, and this is what I'm getting to understand. The scam was that they was going to move back into the place that they gave me, frustrate me into giving it back to them, because Rev ultimately admitted this to me on the day they left. And I make this joke all the time. I said that he was saying, and to think we thought you was going to get frustrated and give us back the house, and he did that goofy laugh or whatever. You know what I mean? He said that. Yeah. Yeah. And I listened to him and I said, nope, that wasn't going to happen. But I did tell him that if I was going to give it back the house, I was definitely getting something back in return. Like at one time, I was thinking about taking the Durango, the PS5, and a bunch of other stuff, and then dropping their headache on them, which they would lose inside of 6 months anyway, because they wasn't going to be able to pay nothing.
Yeah, speaking of the Durango, what happened to that? I know the tire there was a problem with the tire, and the Cadillac had a battery issue.
The person that came there and repaired it did not say that somebody slashed it. That's when I got suspicious, because what happened was when I paid to get the tire fixed, the guy came over and he looked at the tire and he says, "No, it looks like somebody was driving on a flat tire." Okay, he said that. I said I didn't believe that. I said I believe those, and I was using other language saying that these people came from these other states and slashed these tires. A second person looked at it. They said it looked like they was driving on a flat. A third person looked at it. They were driving on a flat tire. But the thing that got them was this, and I don't know if I made the video and showed anybody this. If I can find the picture, I'll show you. It was a nail, or like a two-sided staple, a really large two-sided staple that was in the inner tube. And I didn't know this until we got the tire fixed. Well, got the tire replaced, rather.
Oh, okay.
So I was angry at them. I'll just put it to you that way. The things I wouldn't say on YouTube, I'll put it to you this way. The things I would not say on YouTube, I said that day in front of them.
So, do you know about their new channel? Oh, no.
On YouTube? The Losers Club?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make videos in response to them, because they're not going to be there long. Because it's only a matter of time before Shanny violates the new YouTube terms of service. Because I watched some of the videos that they respond to, and they're not going to be around long, because they're too stupid to understand what you can say and what you can't say.
I don't understand the reasoning. What would be the damn reasoning for them to have this channel? You know what I mean? If they're getting monetized, making money, then I get it. But if she can actually make money on Rumble, what is the point of having a channel here?
They have a drug habit, and they can't beg for money on Rumble, from what I understand. So they're coming on YouTube because they can beg for money. They can't beg for money on Rumble, and all they care about is getting that Delta 8 money. That's it. They have an addiction problem.
Oh, so like they're hoping people give them money on their PayPal. Through
Yeah,
YouTube.
and by the way, if anybody's watching this and you don't know this and you think I'm being a fake friend or whatever, do some research and go see if Delta 8 does anything for back pain. Delta 8 doesn't, and I did a lot of research on this. It doesn't do anything for it. And she lied about the cannabis oil. She lied about the cannabis oil, and she lied about how that oil takes away pain. If you go watch her old videos, which is what I should have did before I let them live there, Shanny made several videos talking about something. I'm high on Shanny Loves Games. I'm high. Go take a look at this. Had nothing to do with her back pain. It always had to do with her being high and feeling good.
Yeah, it was never
So
about pain from cancer or whatever. Yeah, and
yeah, she has a YouTube channel called The Losers Club. It ain't gonna be around long, because every time they make a video, they break in TOS like dummies because they don't know the new rules. Shanny said herself, she feel like she could say whatever she wants. Go say whatever you want then. It won't be around long.
Yeah, well, I saw the channel. I'm like, why are they doing this? But if you're saying, hey, it's because of
they need the Delta 8 money. It's the only way they can get it. They can't beg on Rumble.
That's not. No, a security monitor said, "Hey, man, how you been doing?" Yeah, Gman, how were you giving them $2,000 a month? Like how
when they were living inside that house?
Yeah, like how are you?
I was giving them food, clothes. I was buying a lot of stuff for them.
Did they ever?
And I was during the summer, and I was busting my rear end. I was working a lot. They barely saw me.
They ever said they were going to pay you back?
Rev always said to me, G-Man, if I ever get any, $1 million, I'm going to buy you $90,000 in Apple stock. He kept saying that to me over and over and over again. Like the things that he's saying to you guys, he said to me too. Oh, we care about you. Thank you. You don't have no idea how much you're helping us. You know what I mean? And when in reality, he's taking the money. He's buying one jar of peanut butter. I mean, think about this. You're giving him $50, right? Peanut butter costs $2. He's going to go out there and buy a jar of peanut butter, a pack of cigarettes, and he's going to go spend $35 on Delta 8.
Well, it's $10 for that big jar of it that he has in the background. And well, like
I taught him how to shop a little bit, so he knows how to get it a little bit cheaper.
Well, why does Shanny get to eat anything she wants, but not for him? Like, what's up with that?
Because she's the man of the house. You ever see them prison rape stories where you got the alpha and you got the I can't use the words, but you know what I mean. Yeah. You know what I mean? She's the alpha.
I can't say I have. No. I've seen some of those stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the alpha. She completely took his balls and put them in a blender. The only time you will hear him get upset and angry is when he's ready to break up with her. And she knows it. But then she'll threaten to kill herself and then that goes away. That's how she controls him.
When he has one of those freakouts, that's him, getting to the end of his rope type of thing.
Yep. And all she got to do is two things. Talk about her cancer, which would trigger the memory of his mother, or he got to do is she got to do is threaten to kill herself. That's it. Honestly and truthfully, one day he needs to say, I don't care. I'll call the ambulance for you. That's what he needs to do one day. Because she's doing that on purpose to control him. There's nothing else you can really do at that point. You don't stay with her because you want to kill herself.
But you also
get her behind committed.
You also agree, though, that she says that she has cancer because she knows that's going to trigger him to get upset thinking about his mother.
Oh, yeah. And that's the best way to control him. She knows it. It's by bringing up his mother and playing on his weaknesses concerning that.
Yeah, they've been, like the most interesting couple I've ever seen. And I swore I thought once they got to the hotel, the motel, I thought that was it. I really did. I really thought, all right, you're done. There's nowhere else to go. That's it. And then
you saw how he lied during that news report and saying that he's talking about something that the hotel wouldn't do nothing for them, and they were supposed to get out, and they kept giving them grace and grace and grace. I was cracking my behind up when I saw that. When I said, "You liar!"
Yeah, were you surprised? Yeah, so this is my theory of what happened with that. I thought that the uncle must have saw them on TV and thought, "Wow, these two are so damn pathetic. I need to save them from themselves." You know what I mean? And
I think Rev called them. Rev's got a lot of pride. He doesn't like asking the uncle for anything. The last time they dealt with the uncle prior to that was when he got locked up. And I gave the money back to Shanny because I had to go, back to work and everything and whatnot. And I don't live in Scranton. So I told her, look, give this to the uncle. And what did she do? She from what I understand, she was sending the son to the store to buy tobacco and food and all this other goofy stuff and didn't even give the man back his money.
Whoa. Hold on a second. You're telling me that Shanny was sending the older son to the store when Rev wasn't doing it?
Yeah. Shanny was downstairs. She would listen to me. When she made that video saying that Rev was a rebound, she did that downstairs. She didn't do that upstairs. And then the neighbors was telling me that she was outside. Because I had people watching that place all the time. So they saw her outside walking around, and she had it in her head that she was going to get me. And I think when she understood that wasn't going to happen, that's when she decided she was going to get him back.
Man.
Rev's an idiot, and he doesn't understand what kind of an idiot he is. He's gullible, he's stupid, and he's too afraid to be a man and really put her in her place. And I'm not being sexist, but this is one person that seriously needs to be put in her place. Like, she tried that intimidation garbage with me. That wasn't going to work. I said, the day you do it, get out. And I said it just like that.
I just didn't know that she was making the kids do what she makes Rev do all the time: is walk to the store, get the tobacco, the Delta 8, and all that stuff. Why can't
I can
she
tell you
do
one thing
that?
about Zachary though, and you know what? I don't think I'm breaking TOS by talking about this. Okay,
Mm.
Zachary never wore underwear. They had money. I want you to think about this a minute now. Okay, they had money to go buy $400 to $500 in groceries every month, right?
Yeah.
They had money to go out there and buy these large bags of tobacco. They had money to go out there and buy all these video games and everything, right? Now you got to remember something, Draven. This is somebody else's kid because I'm diving into
Yeah,
a
yeah.
controversial topic here. This is somebody else's kid.
I
I
hear
asked
you.
Shanny. I said, Shanny, why doesn't he have underwear on? She said that he never wears underwear, right?
How
So I'm
did you
sitting there
know? Did
thinking,
she tell you
yeah,
that?
because I'm giving them all this money, and I'm like, well, what are you guys doing with it or whatever, right? And I'm like, I can go buy him some underwear. What's his size? No, don't buy him no underwear. And the one
Wow.
thing I can say about Zachary, wherever he is now, I bet you he's wearing underwear now.
Well, I would only
Zachary
guess
would
that
be an idiot to go back
they were
home because Zachary
Stockholm.
won't be eating, huh?
I can only guess that they were Stockholm. Those kids, like they were so used to being in this situation that there was no other way. You know what I mean? That it was just, this is it, my life. This is my mom, and this is her boyfriend, and we have to deal with this guy, and no matter what, we can't talk against it. But every once in a while, they would slip up and say that they didn't like the situation, they didn't like Rev, that they were
Uh,
afraid of him.
I'll say this too. I think Shanny, deep down inside, wants her kids back, but she knows she can't really do nothing for them right now. And Rev could care less if those kids come back because from day one, all he wanted to be was him and her, and that's it.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
doesn't
hey,
care about those kids. And Rev, I hope you're watching this, Rev. Okay, you don't care about those kids because if you did, you would be doing something to get those kids back. Shanny, you don't care about those kids because if you did, you'll be doing something to get them back. And I don't care what the two of you say. That's how I feel about the topic. Because the point is that as a single woman in Scranton, now mind you, I'm gonna say a couple of things on here, Draven, because
I
I'm in
mean,
one of the moods now, right?
yeah, just try
Shanny
to.
Shanny's Caucasian. Shanny's a woman. She's unemployed, and Scranton is predominantly Caucasian. You are not going to tell me that if she went to the city or to this or to the town hall, wherever it is that they go to get this stuff or whatever, the welfare or whatever, that she can't get assistance for her two boys. That woman is monumentally lazy, and the only way she's going to get up and do anything if everybody stop helping her. Like, don't give her nothing, don't give her no money, and if you do give her money, say, listen, I'll give this to you, fill out the application, and I'll give it to you. If you're not going to do it, then no. That's how you got to be with her.
G-Man, somebody asked, they said if the I'm guessing the older son was getting the Delta 8 or the cigarettes, but how was he able to get that?
No,
Because
no,
some
no, no,
people,
no, 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 no. The older son wasn't buying Delta 8 and all of that. No, no, no. Because they went and sold it to him. I'm talking about like for the food and things like that. That's what they spent the money
the
on.
food and stuff. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you said
yeah. I ain't said
cigarettes.
nothing
Okay.
about the Delta 8 or nothing like that. No. And if I did, there's a slip of a tongue. I didn't mean that.
Well, how was she getting her medication when he
It
was in
wasn't by
the?
me, that's for sure, because I wasn't there. Maybe she paid one of the because they were cool with the people across the street. There was some college kids across the street. They
Neighbors?
could have sent one
Yeah.
of them to the store if they wanted. But that video where she says that Rev's a rebound, she's downstairs.
Yeah.
And the reason why she was so excited about everything, because that's when I told her that, because here's the thing. Initially, when I was going to sell the place, I said I was going to give them X amount of dollars. And I was going to give them between like $20,000 and $40,000 if I sold it for a certain amount, right? But this agreement was between me and Rev, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't have that house if it wasn't for Rev. And I told Shanny that on multiple occasions. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Your name wasn't on nothing. This got to do with me and him and whatever, right? When he got locked up, I said, okay, so they're here now. And she told me he was going to go away for 2 years. That's what she told me. So I told her, I said, look, this deal goes from Rev, now it's going to go to you. As long as he's in jail, if I sell the place, this is what you're going to get. And that's when she started getting up, being all confident and making those videos talking about Rev was a rebound and all this other garbage and whatnot. And then she was trying to kick it to me really hard and whatnot. I was like, no, I'm not interested. No.
So okay, well, like I said, I try to be neutral here when it comes to all this stuff. It's always a lot of stuff, and I always want to make sure when people ask questions that I'm trying to be as factual as possible because there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Well, this ain't
But
misinformation. These are facts.
okay, well, yeah, that's why
I can prove that. I can show you the
asking.
text message where she said if I kick him out, and this was during the time of the Facebook thingy where he was trolling somebody, where she told me, and I quote, that she would blink my brains out if I kick him out.
Yeah, did you know why she made him cut his hair off? Like, was there? I don't believe that Rev. I think Rev was being trolled, and Shanny just got pissed off, and she wanted to humiliate him. And then when the police were called, the police told him, "Hey, you're being abused." Like they gave him pamphlets and stuff.
She made him do it. He really believes he can't live without this woman. He really believes that garbage. She doesn't offer him nothing. He can't even get a pack of cookies from her without begging, because it's the cookie video you guys made. But she doesn't offer him nothing, but he's convinced himself that without her, he doesn't know what he'll do, which is baloney.
Are they not allowed to be anywhere else in that house or something? Why is it always the two rooms in the front or the two couches?
There's a basement and then there's an upstairs. I don't think particularly her, that they're allowed to be in certain parts of the house because that house is still up for sale. But that house needs a lot of work, though. That's the thing. That whole porch looks like it's going to fall. And there's some other things wrong with it. And they can't get anything if somebody walks through the house, do a walkthrough there, and the place stinks. I think what Rev's going to try to do, he's going to try to do to the uncle what he did to me. And he's going to try to frustrate him into giving him back the house. I think that's what he's going to do, which would be stupid because he ain't going to be able to maintain that either. The taxes over there is ridiculous. And he don't want to work. And if you guys, and I'm sorry, and if the YouTube world's dumb enough to pay his taxes for him, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, so right now that the house that they're in is the uncle pays for the utilities.
Yep.
And all the bills, and then anything that they get that's not being used on Delta 8 and food, they give to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure he's paying for what do you call it? I'm sure he's still.
They have to give him. They give him
taxes.
something a month. I forget how much, but they give him a certain amount a month. They got to pay some rent, and that's why she was streaming so hard when she was on Twitch and all of that.
So, what do you think is going to be like next? She never went to get her diagnosis or her cancer by her biopsy done, right? They never. Well, it pisses me off because it's like, as someone with cancer, it's like, hey, that's some bullshit.
Shanny ain't got no cancer. Shanny ain't got no cancer. Shanny's been dying since what is it? Boulder, Colorado. Since they were separated when she went to prison. She's been no. She's been dying since her and Chris broke up. She's full of it. She ain't got no cancer.
I'm still
until Shanny shows people paperwork, I wouldn't believe a word that comes out of her mouth.
I'm still waiting to see if Doug, the actual father of those two boys, ever shows up and tries to say, "Hey, like I want my kids back."
Oh, that would be another thing. If he ever shows up, it takes her to court for custody. She's done. She's done. What Chris should do. Chris should probably try to get custody of them. That's what he should do. That'd be ultimate smack in the face if he got them kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just hope that Pennsylvania doesn't try the reunification because I don't think they should reunify with them. They don't want to live with Rev.
They're homeless. Technically, those two are homeless. They're not going to get them back. They got to be able to, from what I understand, unless it's something I'm not paying attention to, they got to prove they got income coming in at least. They don't got no income. They don't make a dime. They don't want to work. And unless Shanny gets involved with somebody who's got a job, she'll never get her kids again. Rev went to jail for kicking one of them in the back or the head or something like that, right? So he went to jail for that. He doesn't want to work, and she can't work. They don't receive disability. They don't have no income coming in whatsoever. They're never going back there until one of them get a job. And then there's the issue of what Rev did. She's going to have to get away from Rev at some point. Rev's the only dummy that doesn't understand that. Anybody who's ever had abusive parents knows this.
Well, I would have thought by now that that Rev would have figured out that they can't be together because she will never be able to, have them any other way.
If Shanny doesn't get away from Rev and get some money coming in and prove that she can hold down her household or whatever, and that those kids are going to be safe, you know what I mean? Because if you ask Zachary right now, do you want to go back to Rev? Do you want to go back to Shanny? He's going to be like, no, he's scared. William might, but I highly doubt Zachary's going to want to go back.
And, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I bet you Zachary gained 100 pounds in this new place for all the food he's eating.
Yeah,
as opposed to the Hot Pockets they were eating every day with them.
They look pretty skinny.
Zachary was skinny because every time I gave them money, they was going to the freezer and they was buying like Hot Pockets and they were buying hot dogs and they were buying things like that. They didn't buy anything of actual substance. Like when you guys, I believe some YouTubers was giving them money for was sending them boxes with like rice and beans and dry milk. They would never use that stuff. That stuff is still sitting there to this day. I think some of it is still in them cabinets. They never cooked none of that stuff. Some of you were sending them whole chickens and all that stuff. They didn't cook that stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they were actually getting more than just,
they was lying to you guys about not having food. What they wanted was the freezer food. That's what they wanted.
I don't know if you ever saw this. This is the police report from June 7th of 2022. Yeah. And it says that, that Jason went to the room to see what was going on. He told his mother, Shannon, Jason had so he ran into the room and said that Rev smacked him in the face and then kicked him in the stomach and then called 911. Shannon said that she believed Jason did this because he was mad at her because
that's what happened.
Watch Devil's Advocate.
Yep, and he didn't want to. He wanted to watch something else. Shanny was dominating the TV and what they was going to watch. And instead of him getting mad and talking to her like that, he took that out on the child. Like the man he is,
Yeah, he went into his room and then he smacked him. At this time, I spoke with Jason about what occurred. Jason told me Shannon and him had gotten into an argument over politics to the point Shannon had thrown a full bag of Tostitos chips, and a lot of people don't bring this up. That she started the fight by throwing this bag of Tostitos chips at his back. I asked about what happened between him and the boy. He told me Blank was on his laptop watching YouTube videos, and Jason said he told him it was time to get off. I don't know, why. That's not his kid. It's not even his step kid. Why did he have to get off the internet? He didn't want to listen to their bull crap. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. Most of the time when you see him online, it's because Shanny tells him. If it was up to Rev, you wouldn't hardly see him. The only thing he would talk about is something that's going on in politics. He doesn't really care for the reaction. And this I'll defend him to the moon on. He doesn't particularly care for the reaction or the the debating and all that stuff and whatnot. All he cares about is that truther stuff. And if he ain't talking about that and you see him talking about anything that has to do with their personal life, Shanny put him up to it. Because he doesn't care. If it was up to him, you guys will hardly ever see him online. And that's just the truth. Shanny is the one making him make these videos.
He says he doesn't want to talk about truther stuff anymore. Like he doesn't believe in it, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, wait. He does believe it. He's still an avid, I don't know if I can say this, the former president's name, so I'll just say that. He still likes the former president. He is still very much a Republican. He still had the same views. The problem is that he doesn't feel like arguing with Shanny. And if he disagrees with her too much, he knows it gets violent.
Have you seen this picture? He is really, really skinny.
Was that recent?
This is recent. This is maybe a month or two ago. At the uncle's house, but he looks. And why does he drink diet? Shanny should be the one drinking diet. I mean, I have to drink diet because I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I understand that. But why does Rev drink
I don't
diet?
know. I have a theory, but I don't know. If you ask me knowing facts, I don't know. He keeps saying he doesn't want the sugar, but that man will drink 40 Red Bulls if you give it to him, though. That man loves him some Red Bulls, those Monster energy drinks. He'll drink that stuff like crazy, but he for some reason all of a sudden he don't want sugar.
Well, I don't understand the way they both act. They act like they're on something stronger than Delta 8. And I've been having this idea for years, this theory that they're on something stronger than that. Especially Rev, he is the way his neck shakes around. It's very bizarre.
Was you
And
around when Shanny and them first moved to Colorado?
when they moved into the apartment or the condo, you're talking about the apartment,
I'm talking
right?
about when they first moved to Colorado and they first started making all those wakey bakey videos and everything. The first apartment.
Yeah, I was around when before they left. Like they were still there, but they were on their way to the new condo. So
Okay, so
I did see those videos. Yeah.
when they first went to Boulder, Colorado, they spent an ungodly amount of money on weed, so they got addicted to it. Like he got off of alcohol, but they were spending a lot, and I mean a lot. I think Shandy bought a $200 blunt, a solid gold blunt, one time, and then she dunkied it on herself or something like that, or something along those lines. But she took down the cross that was in her house. She no longer cared about Jesus, and now she had all these marijuana signs all over her house. That's why all this stuff she's saying about Christianity on her channel, she's full of caca. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. But they're really addicted to weed.
Shamu for Christ asks, is Rev a what you would call a feeder? Would you call him a feeder? Is he feeding her, for some sexual gratification?
I don't know what those two sick people do. All I know is they gave me vibes that they wanted to do a three-way, and I was like, no, I don't think so. And I made that super clear.
Well, yeah, the stuff that you were saying, like when the one time they were over and they were kind of like, I don't know, like kind of, yeah, throwing hints your way. I think it's funny because Rev's only been with her, right? Her and a doll. So
Let me
I
tell
think
you something. If I can be brutally honest, when I first met Shanny on YouTube, she was a little interesting then. I didn't know nothing about her. I didn't know nothing about her personal life. All I knew, she was married to a dude named Chris, and she had some kids. The majority of the stuff that came out of her mouth was talking about the Bible, but she cussed a lot, and I wasn't that crazy about it. It wasn't until she got into the issue with Chris cheating with her with her best friend or whatever, and then she started putting a whole entire planet on YouTube for everybody to hear, where people just started getting completely turned off and didn't want nothing to do with her no more. You know what I mean? But nah. My interest in Shanny may have been in the very, 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 very beginning when I met her, but getting to know her, absolutely not. This woman is absolutely disgusting. No, absolutely disgusting. And then they're still bragging about porn and all this other stuff and whatnot, meaning they were never sorry they did it to begin with.
no,
I never saw it, and I never want to see it either.
they just wanted the attention from it, the drama.
Shanny wants that YouTube money. She wants that $5,000 a month that Foodie Beauty gets. That's what she wants. That's her real goal. That's why she doesn't want to work. It ain't an issue that she can't work. She wants to sit on her fat behind so she can get that money that Foodie Beauty gets. But even Foodie Beauty gets up and drives around and does things for herself.
Yeah, you say I was watching one of your recent streams. And if you want to put in your channel, you can do that. That's fine with me. But you did a recent stream where you were saying that you would go over there and try to get them to do something, and they'd be sitting there watching Foodie Beauty all day, right?
Mm-hmm. They have that big TV that you guys saw on the they had like a 50 to 55 inch, one of them old school big TVs that you can still put the red, white, and yellow wires in and everything with the big back in the back. They had
Yeah,
that in the bedroom. And they would get
Yeah.
up in the morning and they would be watching a ton of Foodie Beauty, truthfully, Trisha and Snoop Dogg. She was like, oh my God, he's a Christian smoking weed on camera. You know what I mean? And then other people. And that's how they spent their day. And if the smallest, tiniest thing happened on social media, she was like, oh my God, they found the cure for cancer. Look at this. You know what I mean? And then she'll share it with everybody. and everything and whatnot. We could be in the middle of talking about something dead serious, and she'll come out of nowhere with this. Oh my God, they got proof the Earth is flat. You see this, Jason?
Yeah.
You see here? Go online and say this. She'll come out of nowhere and say that. She's addicted to the internet.
Yeah, and what was that the whole thing about? That she was mad. She was mad at you because she liked that guy that called himself Jesus, right?
Oh, that's the first time I lived in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
bet she don't like him no more. Because you seen the video he made about her.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone who actually gets to know them, they're like, oh, they try to have to disassociate themselves from them.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just pissed off because you weren't supporting that guy, or you were just saying that
This
guy
is my new
should.
theory. Okay, my theory back then was that because she never really liked the fact that I went out there and I was preaching as strong as I was doing. She never liked that ever. She had that love thing going on and whatnot that she didn't understand what she was talking about. So I think that the reason why she got mad at me, since I was living in that house and the paperwork wasn't done yet and everything, and I admit I was insanely ignorant on the law and everything concerning all of that, and I didn't know how ignorant I was until I spoke to a lawyer about it. But I think she used that opportunity to try to control me. And
Yeah.
she felt that was the way to get me. And then people was telling her things that I supposedly did. And she was saying she was going to destroy me. She was going on Brett's channel talking about somebody deserved a bullet in my head and all this other stuff and whatnot. And all I kept saying is, I can't wait till I get out this house, because when I get out of here, I'm going to expose her. Every time I tried to do it, the sheriff department was there. So
Thank you,
literally
Jim.
everything that happened to me, this is why I don't feel sorry for them sometimes, because everything that they did to me, people on YouTube are doing to them right now. And they don't like it. But they have no problem doing that mess to other people, though.
Kathleen, hey Kathleen, what's up? Kathleen Cruz says to you, G-Man, and she says that you were, out of everything, you were a great friend to them. And I agree. Whatever people have to say about you, like, I don't know why you were helping them out for a long, long, long time. You know what I mean? That was a long time. This wasn't like a couple of weeks. This was damn near a year. But did you think that, well, hey, at least you'll have the house type of thing?
No, I was just trying to legitimately help them. I'm one of these people, and I've had family members tell me this about myself. I have a problem with this. If somebody does something for me and it's something that, like, something big, like, let's say, for example, I'm sleeping outside and somebody let me sleep, on their floor for like a week until I can get myself together. I'll never forget something like that. And I'll be indebted to that person, almost slavery, almost to the point where I'll do anything that they ask me to do for doing that for me when I get on my feet. I'm one of them people, you know what I mean? And I have it to the point of hurting myself. So when they gave me that house, I never forgot about it. And I said, I don't care what this man asks me to do or needs me to do, I'm going to help him. And I kind of still got that attitude a little bit, even though I'm working on it. Like, if Rev would have contacted me on Skype, and he would have said, G-Man, I'm hungry, yada, 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 I would seriously consider giving it to him, because I didn't forget about the house thingy. Now, I have other people in my ear now that you guys don't know that's telling me I did enough. I don't need to do anything else no more.
Yeah, well, I think you did enough, definitely. Okay, so I think I get what you're saying is Rev, not Shanny. Rev helped you out when you needed it, and
yeah,
that's
Shanny ain't do nothing for me. Shanny did nothing for me but give me a headache, and that's it. I look at Rev as being the person that helped me. So if Rev contacts me, that's different. But my attitude now is I'm not doing nothing for Rev until he gets away from her, because anything I give to him, he's going to give to her. I'm not stupid. I've been around them, and I know how they act.
Yeah, it's like some of the people here. It's like I can't. Whatever I say here are my opinions and my opinions alone. G-Man shouldn't be held responsible. Neither should I be held responsible for anything he has said on his streams. But I think people that refuse to talk to each other is the reason why we're in this mess to begin with. And we're trying to change things. We're trying to see how all this happened and what's the trajectory and where it's going. And I think it's just been off the rails, in my opinion. This has just been off the rails. And I've been trying to figure out if the uncle was going to kick them out, or if he's going to try to wait to see what's going to happen, or does he actually think that they're going to get some sort of assistance? Because I tell you, especially now, it's going to take years for them to be stable, like some sort of what's it
Rev
called?
can
Like,
get a job tomorrow. Rev can say, G-Man, I'm sorry. Shanny was a prick for saying what she said, and I can call somebody up. He can be employed tomorrow. The man don't want to work. It had nothing to do with his mentality or nothing. That guy, simply put, doesn't want to be told what to do, and he doesn't want to work. If I offered the same thing to Shanny doesn't want to work. They want foodie beauty money. That's what they want. Oh, and by the way, when they get that, they're going to shove that down your throats too, by the way.
oh, what, the money? Well, she
If
thinks she's
they
a
ever
Wall
get
Street
that
woman.
kind of money again, it's going to be worse than it was the first time. I'm just letting y'all know that now.
Well, personally, I hope not. I think Shanny really needs to go into some sort of program or something, whatever it is, for drugs or just for mental health. She needs to really be humbled. I don't even think she understands the magnitude of what she's did to Rev and her kids. Putting them into that environment. Because if Rev was this bad, she knew about it this whole time. You
Her
can't tell me.
mother basically told the story. Listen to the mother. The mother told it like it was. Everything. I challenged Rev. I said, Rev, do a reaction video, and he'll probably get like 1,000 people watching that one live. Do a reaction video to Shanny's mother talking about Shanny, and I triple dog dare you to tell me she's lying.
I couldn't believe that when the mother said that Rev was threatening Shanny's father.
Yeah,
Threatening to go beat
because
this
he believes
guy up.
Shanny. He believes Shanny. Anything Shanny can tell Rev that there are aliens walking in the front of the yard, and he'll believe it.
Yeah. I know they got so excited when they thought that the UFOs were coming to beam them out, beam them away from these trolls. It's so
Yeah.
it's so crazy that's all they wanted to talk about. But something that's closer to them, which is like the Ohio the derailment, I can understand they would be concerned about that, but they barely talked about that. But they want to talk about other stuff that's beyond their control.
I don't know. I just know that Shanny's a predator, and people need to be careful. If you're a guy and you're desperate for a woman, go get a prostitute on the street and don't get Shanny, because Shanny will destroy you. Do not go near her. Get a prostitute on the street, you'll be happier.
And again, that's G-Man's opinion.
No. And I'll say this again. This is my opinion. You will be safer having sex with somebody with HIV than you would with Shanny. I'm telling you that right now, because at least you'll have your money in your pocket. You know?
Money that
she
you
really thought that she was going to spin me broke. I looked at Shanny on multiple occasions. I said, I'll help you, but there are limits to this help. And I kept pointing the rest. I said, that's the person I'm grateful to. And I have to constantly remind her of that. So Shanny, you had nothing to do with me getting this place. And I let her know. And she got mad a couple of times when I said it, but it was true.
Yeah.
That's why I got so angry when people on YouTube were saying, G-Man's Shanny's slave, Shanny's G-Man's slave master. And I'd be looking, I said, if y'all only knew. No, that ain't the case. No, I'm the same way I'm on YouTube is the way I am in real life.
Oh,
nothing fake about me.
Guess what? I guess we have breaking news. Shanny took all her videos down.
Look, she's probably hurt because I'm making this video here.
Oh, Shanny, come on. Don't be butthurt. I gave you enough chances, but you wanted $100, $150. And even then, I said, hey, viewers were going to give her Cash App. Nothing to do with me, the viewers.
What Shanny got to understand is everybody has witnessed what happened to this guy's money. I'm not saying that none of it was Red's fault, because Red's an idiot when it comes to handling his own money. You know what I mean? But Shanny, she saw him. She wanted to live her dream. It was all about her heart, and her heart was fulfilled. Now she's stuck with this dude. She ain't never getting nobody again, because all they gotta do is go on social media and they'll drop her like a bag of dimes. You know?
So I don't know.
Don't take down none of those videos, even the ones about me. Keep them up. Let people see those videos.
Yeah, I mean, I usually do keep my videos up unless someone asks me, because I want people to see that I've given everyone the I've given everyone the smoke, because I didn't know what was going on, and are we helping or supporting a friend? But anyway, I don't know if you can see this. I know you said you were on your phone, but from 3 minutes ago in her community tab, she says, "I forgive everyone who ever harmed or wished harm upon me. I give my heart to the Lord, and I will obey his commandments because I love him."
Okay. So if she's gonna
Matthew
keep his
6,
commandments, when
14,
when are they
15.
gonna stop fornicating? Shanny, go watch. I know you're watching, Shanny. Go over there and watch Sowing and Reaping. Go look at the little 3-minute video I put up. In the very beginning, I give you the definition of fornication. If you're gonna keep his commandments, go get married. And stop calling your fornicating boyfriend your husband, because that's not your husband. Stop lying. Welcome back to YouTube. You're not gonna come on here and call your boyfriend your husband on my watch. That's not gonna happen.
Oh, 26 minutes ago, 2 Timothy 2:16, avoid godless chatter because those who indulge in it
Godless
will
chatter.
become,
No.
become more and more ungodly.
Hold on a minute. What's godless about me telling you to repent, Shanny? You're not married. You're shacking up with Rev. And if the man loved you as much as he claimed he does, and if you loved him as much as you claimed you did, you would actually go to the city and go get married. But nope, you're going to take your money and you're going to go get high because you can care less about what Jesus commanded. And that's only one thing. Then there's the issue you not fully repenting of porn and talking about doing OnlyFans again. Don't you even start that with me. You'll get destroyed and you know it. And if you ever want some, come to my debate Coliseum and watch what happens.
And it's just, I think this is, why can't she just come or at least say something? For her to block and private all her videos, now I'm kind of believing what you're saying, that she's just using this platform here to get some money on PayPal. She doesn't need
what they're
the
doing
videos to be
is
up
they ain't
there.
stupid. They're sitting back waiting for me to sell that house so they can make up a bag of excuses, thinking I'm going to give them X amount of dollars and whatnot. And like I said, if I do it, it's going to be the Rev. I'm going to make him sign some documentation that says that Shanny can't touch it. And I hope he's watching this, because if he ain't willing to do that, then I don't know what to tell you, my friend.
Well, I mean, I don't really look at their community tab much, man, but they did a lot of stuff within the last half hour.
Talking about something they want to obey the Lord's commands. Shanny, tell me something, Shanny. What is God going to do to fornicators in the book of Revelation when it comes to the lake of fire, Shanny? What's going to happen to the fornicators? You keep talking about how God's going to destroy all your enemies. What do you think God's going to do to you if you continue to shack up and don't get married?
Why do they think that? Why do they think that? Oh, well, we're common law married, and that's fine. They weren't even in
state of Pennsylvania, their boyfriend and girlfriend. And not to mention, that idiot Rev don't even know that there are video after video after video of him referring to her as them being a couple or them being boyfriend and girlfriend, but never being married. There is a video with him giving her a ring, but that doesn't count for you getting married.
No, that's engaged,
Right.
If anything.
Yeah, so
all this was.
They need to shut up about the Bible until they get married. Because if they ever come on my channel, Jimmy, you need to respect my marriage, I'm going to be like, I'm not respecting nothing. You're not married. You're committing fornication. And one more thing, and nobody's going to like me saying this, but I don't care. This woman claims she's LGBTQ. Talking about some, if it don't work out with me and Rev, I'm going to go find me a woman. Shanny, shut your behind up. You ain't keeping no commandments. And everybody on here knows it.
Yeah, because last time she did anything on the community tab here was 15 hours ago, where she says, you become what you feed your mind. Drama, bad news, negativity.
Well, she's right. She's right. She's become a crackhead because she feeds her mind Delta 8 all the time. Okay. Got you, Shannon. No problem. I think a lot of people forget how savage I can be in real time.
Oh, wait, hold on. My name's right here. Oh, I just noticed it. Yeah, she watching. Hi, Shanny. Watching. Everyone,
but you want to know what, Shanny? Since you're watching the Shanny, you want to know why I'm this way, Shanny? When you was on Twitch, Shanny, you said I gave you a death sentence because I had to get a surgery. It's your fault that man is over there begging for cookies and peanut butter. Because if you never made that video, you'll be eating good. But you know what? You're gonna go through. You're gonna go through what you're gonna go through until you do the things I ask you to do. And if you don't do them, I don't know what to tell you. And you're gonna do all of it. Drags channel. Matter of fact, I can't mention everybody on here because I don't know how Draven feels about that. But anyway, you're gonna have to go to all those different channels, and you're gonna have to answer for all of the N-words and everything else that you said to everybody on here. You are going to answer for that.
Oh, she mentioned you too. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. She says, "God bless you, Draven, and at sowing and reaping, may you get all the love, prosperity, and peace this world can offer. In Jesus Christ's name." Shanny, come on, go eat it. Actually, don't eat it. You've ate enough. Let Rev eat it.
Hey,
You
Rev,
go
since
eat
you're
it.
watching this, I still got those retro games. I am willing to give those back to you if you want them. But there are some conditions that's going to be attached to it, dude. Like I said, you got to make some changes, dude. You're going to have to, dude, you need to be single again. You need to get away from Shanny, and you need to get your life together, dude. Now, I know Shanny ain't trying to hear that, and you ain't trying to hear that. So you know what? Fight over cookies then if that's the way you want to do it then. No problem.
Right.
You go fight over Oreos.
Well, they were grasshopper cookies, and I'm sure that looked like heaven to Rev. Hey, Shanny, why?
I got a whole
why
case
do
of
you do
Red
this
Bull here
stuff?
for Rev if he wants it. All you gotta do is leave.
I just can't believe so Shanny, I can't talk to your once friend because why? Because he's gonna tell me some truth. All I want to know is how am I taking any of this out of context? Gman is telling me the stuff about you, the stuff that's going on, and I'm not taking nothing out of context. I am listening, and I like what is this? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. To speak evil of no man, no I don't. I
Speak
don't get
evil
it.
of no man, but they can write letters about God like destroying dragon, all this other stuff and whatnot. Yeah, okay,
Yeah, death
whatever.
notes.
At least I
So-
was up front and I told people how I felt about it. So I was extremely bluntly upfront about how I felt about stuff. I'm not gonna be fake on here. I'm sorry. It ain't gonna happen. Never with me.
So how is them taking all their
I feel
videos down
betrayed
blessing me?
that these people pretended to be my friends. Yes, Shanny, pretended to be my friends, okay, and then tried to con me over a house. You know what I mean? I hope to God y'all get some money so I can sue you guys for fraud. But you guys tried to con me, you know what I mean, and then tried to play me while saying, "Hey, Jimmy, we're gonna fill out the paperwork to go get TRA. We're gonna go do this," and you ain't do none of that. You wasn't planning on doing none of it because your precious legs couldn't move. That's why you was able to go downstairs and say Red was a rebound and all this other mess and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Shanny knows me better than that. Shanny knows I don't play when it comes to the scriptures. You're gonna sit there and talk about I'm gonna obey the Lord's commandments. Well, if you're gonna obey the Lord's commandments, stop shacking up. Yeah, Shanny, make a video saying you're not shacking up. Prove it. I dare you. You will not do it because if you do and you don't show proper documentation, you know I'm going to go on my channel and I'm going to destroy you. You know it. So I wouldn't do it if I were you. And you know exactly what I mean. I already got Rand and all them other guys paying attention to what you're doing. You play with me if you want. Shanny knows what I mean by that. All of her old friends, where she very much care about their opinion. You know what I mean?
Somebody was asking about
porn and all this other stuff.
What Delta 8 is, and basically, Delta 8 is like synthetic marijuana. It's a psychoactive compound.
I want to wring her neck for that because she told me that garbage actually heals you from back pain, and it don't. And my reputation, my reputation just fine. But the thing is that this woman lied to me and told me that stuff was going to take away her pain or take away no pain. All it does is feed her addiction. That's all it does.
Yeah, it induces a high, like a psychoactive effect, but fails within the legal loophole to be illegal. But still,
Rev can say whatever he want about me. That dude would be eating cookies. He would be getting Red Bull. He'd be getting Monster Energy drink, big bags of tobacco. Rev would basically get what he wants if he wasn't and if he would just get away from her. But he chose her. So you want to know what? No problem, dude. Fight over cookies. Barely eat peanut butter. More power to you, man. That's the love that you're getting from a woman who's using her ex-husband's last name.
Right?
That woman don't care about you, dude. How come she don't call herself by your last name? Why is she still going by the last name of her ex-husband? who are legitimately divorced with. You ever thought about that, Rev? You're an idiot, dude. You're an absolute idiot. Wake up.
Oh, and even better, the comments are turned off, so you can't even say anything about what she did. But again, I don't get
I'll
this.
probably
So,
respond to it on my Sewing and Reaping channel sometime in the future. And she probably doing that because she knows that more viewers are going to go over there to see if she responds. But the moment they go over there and they see her watching those boring videos and talking about nothing and repeating herself like the 500 millionth time, you know what I mean? Her viewership is going to get lower and lower and lower because they're not very entertaining no more. They're not. They're boring.
yeah,
And
no,
Rev is
I
not
agree.
into it.
Oh, thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate the
And Rev is not into it. Rev don't even want to go live. I can tell by watching their streams that he's only on camera because she's making him. Just like I knew her and Chris was having problems when they invited me to their stream and the three of us got into a big argument and I trolled them into oblivion. You know what I mean? The same way I saw that, I see what's really going on over there. Shanny ain't running no game over here.
Oh, hold on. She just put a new one 2 minutes ago. The Lord. Oh, so is this how I have to talk to you, Shanny, inadvertently through your friggin' community tab? You loser. I'm sorry. I thought all of us were almost 40. Or
You know what
over
she
40.
accused me of? You want to know what Shanny accused me of? Shanny says that I've been in cahoots with Dragnet the whole time. That's what she said. That's what she
I heard
thinks.
that.
She doesn't know that I'm really, really, really nuclear angry about that video that she made when she said that I gave her a death sentence and her legs had to be elevated. Shanny, how's that blood clot going?
Oh yeah, right. What happened to that blood clot? I forgot all
Jurassic
about it.
Park liar. Rev,
So-
you're married. Actually, I got this little joke I want to tell you, Draven, and by the way, I might include this in my rap. I'm actually gonna do a ramble. You know how she used to do them shambles and all that other stuff and whatnot. I'm actually gonna do a Gman ramble tomorrow. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna say, but I'll tell you one thing: she ain't gonna like it when I do it, though. I'm actually gonna do a G what is it? A G ramble? I'm gonna call it a jamble because I have borderline personality disorder. And that's exactly what I'm going to say. And I'm going to give her a major taste of her own medicine. You'll see.
And you know what? That's the funny thing. When Shanny has people to be her mods, usually people do the job. Trolling or not. And that's the funny thing. Trolling or not, people will do a job and be a mod. And when there's a troll in there, they will
Let's talk about Shanny's mods for a minute. Because he's watching right now. And I'm going to enjoy this, okay? One of her mods, I think, on one of the people that she was cool with again. I don't know what your relationship with this person is. So what I'm about to say right now is Gman. This ain't got nothing to do with Draven. This got to do with Gman, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with Draven. I don't know if he's friends with these people or not. This is Gman. So let's put that out there right now, okay? Shanny, I noticed that you was being really cool with Jules Knows All. Right? I mean, you were being mad cool with her. And you was also being cool with you were saying nice things about burnt toast and everything and whatnot. Shanny, what I recommend you do is take 3 minutes, okay, 3 minutes out of away from your Nintendo, okay, and go to her channel and go look at what she says about you, particularly about the mods you gave her. Go listen to what she said. Shanny, do that, Shanny. And then do yourself a favor. For every time you get angry for everything that she says, punch yourself in the face, and then you'll know how I view you right now. Okay? Jules is literally was unblocking everybody you blocked on your channel and mocking you after you gave her mods, you moron.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
And I'm sitting there like, what are you doing? She ain't learned nothing. You know?
Danica asks, were the boys scared of Shanny, to your knowledge?
No, no, the person that they was afraid of was Rev. They was afraid of Jason. That's who they was afraid of. And they're still afraid of him.
Jason, yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Jason doesn't want them anyway. Shanny was absent. Well, I'll say this. Shanny was a better parent in the sense of in the sense of nurturing. I'll give her that. She spoke kind words to them. She restricted them from going outside and being normal kids, but you know, she was a better nurturer than Rev. I'll give her that. But aside from that, I don't know how they had a relationship with each other because they barely talked to each other. William's relationship was with his tablet and his laptop. Zachary wanted to spend time with his mother, but his pants kept falling down, his butt kept showing everybody. You know what I mean? Because her mother was too lazy to go buy him some underwear. You know what I mean? And she's more concerned about herself and her precious heart than she is her own kids. Yeah, Shanny, I said that. I can prove it too, right?
Heads will roll. That is messed up. Like I said, I don't do that. That's what Shanny
By the way,
does.
underwear only costs about $3. Delta 8 costs $25 to $35 or whatever, right? So it doesn't take a lot for her to get $3 to go buy her son some underwear.
Stop buying into the BS. Okay. Heads will roll. You give me your address of where you want me to show you my my biopsy, because unlike Shanny, I have one.
Shanny's anti-doctor. Shanny doesn't. Shanny. The only one time I know she went to the doctor was when I think the global thingy was, because I can't say the word on here, but the global thingy was over. You know what I mean? And she had some pain on her back, and she had a person come over there and help her do some walking or whatever. But aside from that, she's anti-hospital. She's full of caca when she says she's going to the hospital. And I don't know why people even still listen to her with that.
Oh, well, yeah, I saw that from Rev. Rev said his mom was the same thing with the hospital. She wouldn't take any of them. She wouldn't take Rev to the hospital, this and that. I don't understand that. Like, because
I was watching that on Twitch, and people was actually believing this stuff, that she was gonna go to the doctor. I said, "You dummy! She's gonna go buy Delta 8. That's what she's gonna do with the money. She's not gonna go to no doctor. If you don't drive her there yourself and see it yourself, she's gonna go buy cigarettes or Delta 8. I know those two very well. Now, Rev probably feels betrayed, but I'll tell you this: the only reason Rev going through this, honestly, is because of his woman. His woman said that I gave her a death sentence. And he did nothing. He didn't even call her a liar for saying that mess. Because if she had a blood clot and her legs need to be elevated, then why do we have all these videos after the case where her legs are not elevated? You lying Jurassic Park dinosaur, you chia pet.
You know what, folks? I'll just say this, just so you guys understand. Gman makes videos, right? Shanny doesn't take down her videos. Shanny doesn't go into her community tag and go crazy. But once he goes into my chat, once he's on my channel, this happens. See, this is what I call excellent trolling. I'm trolling her, folks, really bad, and it's working really well.
I'm trolling her. I'm beating them up with the truth.
Well,
I'm beating them both up with the truth, and they don't want to deal with it. And tonight they're probably gonna try to smoke away all their problems. But you know what? They ain't got no money to do that. So whatever.
Well, maybe next time when people ask them, "Hey, how are you guys at the uncle's house if he doesn't want you there?" Maybe she should answer some damn questions instead of just being like,
"Oh, it's none of your business." Yeah, it's none of your business what's going on in her personal life, even though she talks about her personal life every single day online. None of your business. By the way, my personal business.
Yeah, that she tells everybody.
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious that she goes off like this. All I'm trying to do is find out what the hell is going on, and I can't trust those
and to think that this woman thought I was going to be dressing up as a Joker, wearing lipstick, and doing some of the ridiculous things that Rev was doing. Like, what? When did she? Shanny, I'm being serious. When did you honestly believe that you was going to cut my balls off and put them through a blender the way you're doing Rev? You really don't get it. The first time you would have had one of those episodes with somebody like me, I would have cut the electricity off in your computer and probably broken it into a million pieces. That's what I would have did. And I don't know why Rev don't do it. I'm a real man. I don't play that garbage. No, my life private. Talk about my private life. You don't get to be online. Bunk that. No.
I still don't understand why they would leave its expensive stuff in that Colorado condo. Like those laptops, they were Alienware laptops, like $2,000 a piece. There's
Wait
like
a minute, what did he leave there that was expensive? I'm curious. What did he leave there?
There was like about 3 or 4 Alienware laptops that they left there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That gaming chair, that whatever, what was it? I can't remember the name of it. It was like $500 or $600 for that gaming chair, that pink one that she had.
Yeah.
A headset, the one with the one with the ears on it.
Yeah.
a couple of the microphones,
Yeah.
television, some monitors. Like they had stuff. They had expensive stuff that they just
They sure
left
did.
there.
Did you see the microphone that I gave back to him that I didn't realize was worth $2,000?
Oh, that Neumann one.
Yeah, but what Rev don't know is that he had several of those things. I got like 6 or 7 of the microphones that belonged to him, which I was going to be happy to give back to him. But like I said, he's too busy being, how can I put this, Poo-Tang pie whipped to be able to think straight. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's $6,000 in microphones he can get back from me tomorrow if you want it. But, you know, he's too stupid to think a little bit. You know, I lost all respect for this dude when I started to realize that he doesn't understand that this woman is just emasculating him and destroying his masculine. Well, I don't know when he was ever masculine to begin with, but she's just completely destroying him. Hey, Shanny, tell me something, Shanny. Since you from the hood and everything, Shanny, you like do that Shaniqua garbage and everything and whatnot. How does it feel that your man is not a man, Shanny? How does it feel that your man is not a man? Huh? I would love for you to go to your community post and say something about that. How does it feel to know that your man is not a man and that your man is actually a woman? Huh? Come on, Shanny, what you got to say about that? Huh? Because if he was a real man, you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in.
Well,
And he would have took control of that nonsense a long time ago.
Sarah says it upsets her to no end that she pulls the fake cancer. Hey, same here, Sarah. Same here. I'm waiting right now for my CT scan to see if I have ovarian cancer. She really had it. It would go much faster. Exactly. You know,
Yep.
I have a
Yep.
CTCL, a cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. It's a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that I do light therapy for. And as far as cancers go, it's not the worst in the world, but it is cancer, and it allows me to get my marijuana card. But I go out and I get the oils and stuff to put on, the skin because it's, cancer in the lymph nodes area.
What do you have? Skin cancer?
Yeah, well, CTC, it's called cutaneous T-cell lymphoma.
Mm.
It's a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that you get in your lymph nodes. So I got to go to light therapy where you stand up on a light. It's like a medical tanning bed, but you stand there and then you got to put a pillow over your face for like 2 or 3 minutes at a time. Otherwise, there's this other thing called a PUVA, where they could put blood. They take blood out of you and it goes through an ultraviolet light, and then you put it back into your body, and it's supposed to last longer. But like I said, it's not as bad as terminal cancer, but it is a cancer nonetheless. And if I just ignored it or just paid it no mind, it would get worse and worse as time went on.
I gotcha.
But it just bothers me that she would make something like that up. I mean, getting the biopsy done in my leg was one of the most
doesn't it make sense
ever.
that she would lie about that kind of stuff so she can get YouTube fame? And you know what? Shanny's always wanted to be famous. Now some people are talking about her. Everybody ain't talking about her no more. I don't think she's really done real inventory. What she needs to be doing is thanking you and the other channels that's talking about her, because
keeping her alive.
Yeah, because honestly, if it wasn't for y'all, I don't think they would get any views. They're boring. They're nothing like they were back when they were doing the hangouts. Like, for them to get that kind of popularity back, they would have to open up their rooms and deal with people, but they don't want to do it. Like, I know what Shanny would need to do to reignite everything, but she ain't gonna do it because all she cares about is getting that $35 every day. That's it. Talking about some Bible and talking about some talking about you'll keep the Lord's commandments. Sure, Shanny. Yeah, right. I wish Vecco was here. Vecco would be laughing his behind off if he heard her saying that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna call him when this is over and tell him that she said that.
Oh, another one 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm the sensitive one. I'm the weird one. I have a big heart. You have a big everything, Shanny. Come on. I care. If I love deeply, and I'm your friend. You can trust me? Yeah. We're real good friends.
Wait a minute. She just posted this?
She just posted this. Yeah. I love other weirdos. I love people with big hearts. If you read this and relate, I'm sending you a big hug. My big-hearted weird friend. Don't change. The world needs your love. The world needs you. I don't understand. Oh, and this too. How do you beat reactive? Oh my God, reactive abuse. I don't know, Shanny. I guess the same way you beat your kids, right? I mean, it's like fuck you. How about that? You know, like the balls on her, man. The balls on her. It could be emotional, psychological, or physical, and in many cases, reactive abuse is an unconscious reflexive instinct. Oh, okay. So you're gonna Sigmund Freud me now. Okay. 1, end the relationship. 2, tell other people. 3, leave the room or ignore. 4, get professional help. Well, you first. 5, use public resources. Again, you first. My God, this is insane. So you see, folks, if you just have your own opinion about what you
I
see
told
her
you she's
post,
good at what she does. I give her
oh yeah,
credit. She's very good at what she does.
trying to turn this
Maybe the
around on
best.
me. Trying to turn
She's
this
good
around
at
on
playing
me.
with people's heads. She's good at playing with people's heads. That's what she's good at.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing about that. She's good at playing with people's heads.
But you know what? The funny thing is, though, if she actually paid attention to my chat, I have one of the coolest chats around. Everyone in my chat is great, and we have fun here, and we laugh, and we joke
You
around,
want to
and
know
we bring
something
each
funny
other
though?
up.
You want to know something funny?
Oh, yeah, Eva.
When she
Yeah, what's
does,
up?
by the time she wises up and realize that all she got to do is go on these channels, you know what I mean, and own up to the things that she said and she did, it's going to be too late because nobody's going to want her and she's going to be so old, nobody's going to care. You know what I mean? She should have did this a year ago and she didn't want to do it. So, you know, both of them are dumb. And I've been, and I said this to their face. I was like, why don't you just go to the channels and then just do this and this or whatever. Charge them a fee. You know what I mean? And they didn't want to do it. Well, actually, let's talk about my personal life because you talk about it yourself all the time.
Yeah.
And she's right about one thing. I did tell her that I didn't want them on YouTube constantly talking about what was going on in the house. And naturally, she didn't listen to none of that. She was on there just talking about all that stuff. And you'll notice that when things got crazy, I wasn't there. When I was there, things was under control. Because all I had to do was go in the basement, hit that and cut the electricity off. That's all I had to do. They didn't pull that mess when I was there. Shanny always had a big mouth when I was hundreds of miles away. Never had nothing to say to me when I was there in person. Not one time.
Yeah, but when she gave you that big ass hug, and you saw that 4 teeth staring at you in the face, I'm sure
4
that
teeth?
smell, the smell on her, the 4 teeth and her breath.
No. I don't know how many teeth she got in her mouth, but Shanny can sit there and say I'm lying all. She can sit there and say I'm lying all I want. But those two need to be introduced to a shower. That's all I know. They can't tell me I ain't had no running water there, none of that stuff and whatnot. They just didn't like to bathe. I don't know why. That's why I'm dying to talk to Chris because I want to know how often she bathed when he was with her. I want to get Chris on my channel.
You said that when you visited them at the motel, that they were letting the cats crap in the tub, right? In the bathtub.
Yeah. There was poop in the tub and everything. They ain't had no litter. But believe it or not, the hotel room didn't smell no kind of way. And I think because they had room service. Rev was telling me he was cleaning up, and I didn't believe that mess for a moment. They had room service. I think that did that. But when they were staying at that house, though, man, like I said, if you don't got to believe me, ask the neighbors that they hear me raising my voice. They'll tell you. Everybody on that block heard me when I went in there because I lost. I had this one lady that wanted to give me 170 for the place.
Oh, look, they
and I
put
was
these
going to
two back.
surprise them, and I was going to do this, and this, or whatever. You know what I mean? And the house wasn't
grand.
even. Yeah, and the house wasn't even fixed up the way it is right now. And I told the lady not to come there because when I walked in that house, that place smelled like. Yeah, it was just disgusting. And I was hot, and I made everybody get up. I made them. I made the kids go downstairs and clean up the kitchen. Rev's right about me being a lunatic about the house being dirty because I went over there and I woke them up and I said, right now, don't wait, clean up right now because y'all costing me money. Get it done right now. You know what I mean? And I just blacked out on them. I mean, the place ain't got no business smelling like this. This is ridiculous. They had like a pot of like pasta or rice or something like that in this pot, and it was half. I don't know. It's like they cooked for like for like people of like 20 or whatever, and they only ate half the pot or whatever. You know what I mean? So they decided to leave it on the counter overnight, and nobody like cleaned that up and did the dishes or whatever, or swept or anything like that. And the place stunk when I went there, and I told them that I was going to be there first thing in the morning.
You know, I'll agree. Wait, G-Man, how much was that motel a day? Like 40 or $50?
It was either 45 or 56 a day, I think it was.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Soren says no, $40 a day. Skid Row Motel has freaking room service. You know what, Soren? I agree with you, sir, on that one. I agree on that one. I'll agree with you.
You
there.
should have been there the day, because I always told Shanny I had a temper. She never seen it before. The way they seen it when I thought the hotel was trying to screw me out of my money, because they was going to be thrown out weeks earlier because I made a payment for the whole week for them. You know what I mean? And they was telling me that because he didn't go down there and re-register, that they wasn't going to get. I called that guy, and I'm telling you, I'll put it to you this way: they thought I was psycho when they heard me talking to that guy the way I was talking to him. Because I work hard for my money, and they wasn't going to jerk up the hotel, and we worked something out, and they was able to stay.
Oh, did you hear Shanny say that she said you knew that place was about to get condemned, and that's why you put them there? I'm like, wow.
No.
Wow.
I put them there. This is the deal, and this is the truth. I put them there because I wasn't able to sell the house with them being there. Okay,
Yeah.
because the place just stunk, and I had to find the nicest way possible to get because honestly, I was told by multiple people to just throw them out the same day. But I wasn't going to do that because of what Rev did for me. And like I said, I'm a sucker when it comes to that. So I talked to them. I was able to get them this hotel. I said, they got internet there. That's what they told me. They had water and all this other stuff and whatnot. And when they went there, they loved it. They was like, oh my God, we got an AC. We're not so hot no more. And all this other stuff. They had a heater. They had all that stuff that they always wanted and whatnot. Big TV, all this other stuff and whatnot. And the goal was to fix the place up, sell it, and then give them money. But naturally, my back got injured. Shanny decided to make a YouTube video saying that, I gave her a death sentence. And that was the last straw for me. That was the last straw. And as you can see, I'm on a channel that nobody ever thought I would be on, talking about the things that I'm talking about. So
yeah, and guys, like that's true, because you can look back on my channel. I had like one conversation with G-Man, and it didn't last no more than 5 minutes. We just started fighting with each other, if you remember. It was like 2 years ago. And that's how it was. That's why people look back. But so she did put 2 of her videos back. The one from 7 days ago, one from 2 weeks.
She didn't delete nothing. She put them on private because she probably had an emotional thingamaboggy and then decided that she was gonna, put her videos on private to punish you guys. Like, I even know the psychology behind that. I'm pretty sure you guys figured this out by now. What she'll do is, once something big happens or whatever, and you guys do something that disrespects her, she'll take her stuff off of YouTube as a punishment. You know what I mean? Until you get tired of her, and then she'll put everything back on there, go live, and all the money is going to be flying out the sky when she finally comes back on, because you guys can't make money without her. That was true in the past. There is literally maybe 3, maybe tops 4 channels talking about them now on a consistent basis. And that's it. There's you. I'm sorry, man. I know you don't want me to use his name on your channel, but I'm going to do it.
You can do it. Yeah.
It's you, Carrie. There's Jules, and sometimes Burnt Toast. Not lately, but sometimes Burnt Toast. She is not. Listen to me. 2 years ago, everybody was talking about these 2. Yeah. Not no more. They're getting boring to a lot of people.
Soren says towel's fine. Ain't no maid cleaning up cat poop. Use your You're telling me that those weren't mints on the pillow? That was cat poop? I thought they were mints.
But here's the thing. I know what Shanny's thinking, because this ain't the first time me and her had a back and forth. If anybody knows my history with her, oh yeah. Me and her has been at each other's throats several times. Shanny knows, oh, all I got to do is just apologize to G-Man. Well, you know what, Shanny? You're a little late with that now. There's going to be a few other things you're going to have to do now, too. There's going to be a lot of things you're going to have to do now. So you can get that conceited, cocky, narcissistic nonsense out your head now. And you and your man. I'm sorry, you and your woman. My bad. I'm sorry for disrespecting the men out there. Sorry. Shanny has a girlfriend, not a man.
Yeah, she definitely. I was watching one of the old one of the videos before that I was gonna like laugh at, but she definitely privated them because it says it's on private. So wait, so she just she'll just like block all her videos.
Instead of inviting me on here, you need to get Chris on here. You want to get a reaction out of her?
Oh yeah, right.
You want to see her go thermonuclear? You wait until I get Chris on my channel because I know what to ask. I know. You wait till I get Chris on my channel. Shanny had this one coming for a minute. You know, I'm gonna get Chris on my channel. I'm gonna get down to the nitty gritty on some things. You know, if you ever get Chris on here, trust me, she'll want to come on here to defend herself. Get Chris on here. Get Chris on here.
Yeah,
nobody in this community knows how valuable that dude is right now.
Yeah, I don't know how to get in touch with him.
Go to his channel. Go to his channel and go to his comment section and leave a comment there, because he's trying to build his platform. He don't get no views.
It's still Chafee the Odd. That's a C.
Yeah, he's the odd irrelevancy.
Oh, that's what he is now.
He's the odd irrelevancy. That's what he is. Yep. You get him on here. Trust me, he's going to confirm a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that would be great.
Woo. And if you can get a hold of Shanny's sisters, oh, trust you me, she'll have a lot to say then. Because she better hope I don't get a hold of them. If I ever get a hold of her siblings, it's over.
I can't believe this guy Chris could even be with her. I mean, yes, and
Shanny was different back then. In her defense, she was very different back then.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. I can agree with you, man. She did look different. She looked like she was washing at least. So maybe
her hair was nice. She was healthy.
And then look, I think a lot of that.
And look,
yeah,
it's all right. It's all right. Good.
No, I think.
Have you ever seen Rev before he got involved with Shanny? Have you ever seen Rev?
Yes. He was
that dude was better off being an alcoholic. I'm sorry. He was just better off being an alcoholic. He was healthy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. And Rev, if you're watching this, if you think I'm lying, there is a video on YouTube with you on there, with you actually giving God praise, talking about humility, and actually making some sense on your channel. A lot of us do miss the truther stuff, dude. But you decided to sell all that stuff out so you can get your booty every night, huh? That booty that is sinful, that's gonna get you thrown in that lake of fire, dude. That's where you're headed if you don't repent. You're never gonna see your mother again, dude, if you don't repent.
Well,
Rev.
I got
I can prove that in the Bible. I can prove that in scripture.
Is you know how like when Chris first left her, he was wearing like a hood on his like he was wearing a hood a lot. And then when Rev got with her, he was doing the same thing. Like they were both wearing hoods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
As a matter of fact, when they first got together, Rev was being a man. He was defending his wife's honor. I'm sorry, not his wife. He was defending his woman's honor. He was standing up for her. He was doing all these different things. When he moved to Boulder and got off of that mess and he got wet brain, she absolutely destroyed him. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Shanny never would have pulled this garbage had they stayed in PA. Because Rev had, let me tell you something. This dude got a hatchet. He had a sword. He had multiple baseball bats. That dude had two. He had an assault rifle. He had a he had a regular gun. I'm not a gun person. That dude had more weapons to put Shanny in her place. It wasn't even funny. And I'm gonna tell you something. Shanny went and did a tenth of what she did in Boulder with him if they would have stayed in PA. And this would have never happened because he would have unalived her if she would have pulled that mess there.
Well, did you ever see that video where Rev was on InfoWars talking about when the police took his locked him up and took his guns?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Isn't it true
Rev was
that
a real truther? Rev was a real truther. That dude had Like I have a lot of those DVDs with Alex Jones and all that stuff. And when I'm holding that stuff, hoping one day he wakes up. But he had like the Trump stuff. He had like a lot of that food that can last 100 years or whatever.
Yeah, the
This
MREs.
dude was a serious truther. He wasn't playing around. He wasn't playing around. Then he got involved with Shanny, and Shanny turned them into a little girl. You know,
Did you said you found a gun, right? Or
there were
an
two of
old
them.
rifle? You found
There were
two of them.
I could have kept them if I wanted them, because when Red thought he was the king of the world and owned everything, you know, oh, G-Man, I don't really care what you do with that stuff, G-Man. Oh, you know what I mean, with the burp and all that other stuff and whatnot, you know. Yeah. I could have kept that stuff, but I decided, because when they kicked me out of there, I took it to the police station. I said, look, you ain't blaming me for nothing. Here you go. This belongs to so and so. And you know what? He still hasn't gone down there to get it either.
Oh, they took it to hold? Like to hold on to it for him?
Yep, and he never went down there to go reclaim it.
He knows it's there, right?
Yep, he knows it's there. He can get about maybe $250 for that thing, but maybe $350 with the economy the way it is now. But he's too lazy to go down there and do that.
I mean, are these like older weapons? Like, are you talking about like Civil War, like, you know, ones you put on the wall, or are they like
All
more
I know
recent?
is that the bullets was about 4 to 5 inches long. Them things were long.
You only had
big bullets. Yeah.
Was it loaded?
Well, I'm not a gun person, so I don't know. All I know is he had rounds, and these rounds were how can I put this? They were going up to down, I guess, or whatever. But they were long. They were about let me cut my camera on so you can see what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'll show you.
Yeah, Nicole. I have it's on
They
my
were
channel.
like this. The bullets were like this.
Yeah, like a 30-06 size.
That was a serious weapon he had.
Go right through you.
Yeah, it's a very serious weapon he had, and Red wasn't playing around as a truther. He got involved with Shanny, and Shanny ripped his balls out. Now I don't know what the heck to call him.
Yeah, Nicole.
And the funny thing is, Rev knows I'm telling the truth. Rev knows I'm telling the truth. He knows I'm not lying about nothing. He knows it. But she'll beat him up. Say, listen, if you don't go online and defend my honor, I'm gonna beat you up. You'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand me saying, "Hey, Rev, my own personal opinion. If a woman's beating you, you shouldn't probably be in that relationship. You guys are toxic for each other. I'm not going to pick her side. I'm not going to pick your side. I'm going to pick those kids' side, though. That's for sure. And I'm going to say you guys are all toxic for each other. You guys should just split." How is that?
And Rev and Shanny's defense, because I do got to defend her a little bit. Rev,
right, Debbie?
Very verbally abusive.
Oh yeah, I've heard him. I've heard him.
Yeah, he's very verbally abusive.
I've played the videos. You know, him yelling at the kid in the car and then mocking him while Shanny's sitting there with the camera, and then she calls that a false flagging campaign. Like what? That was
Shanny knows she messed up hooking up with him because of the car incident. She lost her YouTube channel. Every time she tries to con you guys, he's coming out and saying things to kill everything. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she's looking at him and says, "I'm never going to be a power couple with this guy. I got to find somebody to be a power couple with."
What's up, David?
You know? And it's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen.
G-Man, you know David, right? David Anthony. Rev cussed out someone who told him to get a job, then said he only want an entertainment business online. Rev wants to start the finish line. Yeah. Thank you, David. Yeah, I agree, man. I 100% agree. He doesn't want to do all the hard stuff. He wants to have it easy for him, just like that money came easy. But that's not what life's about, and you'll respect it more if you have to, you know, crawl.
He wouldn't be going through any of this if he wasn't with her, because before he got involved with Shanny, I barely knew anything about him. The one thing I didn't know that he was a truther. Some of that content that he had on his, and I told him this was space. I said I missed the content that he had on his Revelation News channel. That dude had 16,000 subscribers, and some of the stuff that he talked about was factually true. You know what I mean? I don't care what nobody say, but he got involved with her, man. There is nothing Christian about this dude. There's nothing that they do that shows that they belong to Jesus. Because they're just talking about the Bible to solicit donations. You're not supposed to use the Bible for that. You know what I mean? If they really believed in Jesus, to be perfectly honest, they wouldn't be on here begging for nothing. all they got to do is get on their knees, and by faith, God will provide for them. They don't got no faith.
No, they're just like posers. I think they use anything as a shield to shield them from any type of criticisms.
Right.
Well, you don't like me because I'm, overweight, or I have this, I have MS, I have cancer, blah blah blah. Like, no, I don't like what you do. I don't like this abusive things. And
I
I
owned
mean,
up to my stuff, and people are barely coming after me anymore. People are still saying some things every now and then, but I owned up to myself, and it's like all my enemies went went underground. I can't find any of them anymore. You know what I mean? Imagine if they actually own up to their stuff.
apologies definitely go a long way around here. I've asked a couple times
When they're
for
sincere.
public
When they're
apologies
sincere.
from people, and I've gotten about half. And the ones that apologized to me, I'm still cool with, and the ones that didn't, I'm not cool with, because to me, an apology does go a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta be sincere about it. And
Yeah.
like, I know everything, like, that you said to Burn Toast, you apologize for that, and that was good, because she does a great job with her videos. One of the best that I've seen. She can get things down, and she has a great way of explaining everything. If you don't know anything about any topic, you can go. That's a great thing about watching Burn Toast and Jules for that fact. You don't have to know anything about what the content is. You go in there, within 5 minutes, you'll know everything, because they're just that good at explaining it in a way that it's enjoyment for everybody. But I want to
But she
ask
only owes
you.
several people in her apology. She needs to go.
Yeah.
The very first channel, and I know you probably don't want me talking about this, but the very first channel she needs to go on is Drag channel. Both of them need to go in there and apologize to Drag for calling him the N-word. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They called him that 16 times, I think.
Well, there was the one time that Rev just went on there and just kept on saying.
Do you have that video? Do you have that video?
No. I saw that video literally once.
Does
That
anybody
video,
watching this have that video? Please email it to me so I can see it. But from what I understand, he did it 16 times.
yeah, it was just like it wasn't even a video. It was just like he just started saying, he just started just spamming it because Shanny got taken down. And what is that? Why was Shanny
what I
taken
want to
down?
see? You know what I would pay to see? I would
What's that?
pay Dragnut $300 cash to see him confront, and I'm talking about an actual conversation, no YouTube to YouTube, where Shanny and Rev decide to go on Drag's channel, right? And and they talk about how he's responsible for him losing his 700,000. How he's responsible, because that's what they kept saying. And I want to see them talk about it. Since Shanny's all about forgiving and talking about scripture and everything, Shanny, and I'll tell Drag to give you half of it, Shanny. I just want to hear your side and hear about how he's responsible for taking 700 grand from you. I would love to hear that, Rev. I would just love to hear that. Considering that you as a Dragoon, donating Dragoon, which is on my channel with you saying it, on several other people's channels. By the way, if anybody has that interview where Rev interviewed a Drag in its entirety, I would like to get my hands on it. Because I got something that I want to do with that, by the way, with my upcoming diss track that I'm about to do on these two. Shanny gonna be mad at me. Shanny's gonna be really mad at me.
I still.
By the way, Shanny, why are you still calling yourself? If Chris did all these horrible things to you, Shanny, which I don't believe no more, why are you still calling yourself by his last name? What kind of a woman goes around saying, "I love a man who did this to me. I love a man who did this to me"? Obviously, he never did those things. No woman in her right mind would say some crap like that, you know?
Well, if they're married, why does she? If they're married, does Rev have Chris's last name too?
I guess.
Well, like, it doesn't make no sense.
They're not married, and Shanny is still very much in love with Chris.
Yeah.
Shanny is still very much in love with Chris.
I'm just waiting to see how it plays out. But yeah, but that was my biggest thing tonight to find out is how are they still in that place? If you're saying that there's a promise to get out once their paperwork, that's going to be a long time. Now, really quick.
They never
Um,
filled out the paperwork, and they're never going to leave because they're too lazy to go down there. Their new plan is to get that house back. That's what they want to do, and I hope the uncle's smart enough to see that.
Well, even if the uncle did give the house back, they can't afford the taxes. The taxes will bury them.
And they don't know the half of it. They don't know the half of it. And that porch is about to fall, and they're going to get fined through their teeth if they don't get that thing fixed.
Where they are
There's a
right
lot more
now.
to it than that. Yeah, that if anybody actually drives over there, go look at that porch, you'll see what I'm talking about. I offered to fix the thing, and Rev's uncle's got this grandfather's clock, and I said, if you give me that clock, I'll come over here and fix this porch for you. You know what I mean? He never did it because I think that clock has a lot of sentimental value or whatever, so that's why he didn't want to give it. But I was going to do that job for practically free. Pay my guys to go over there, jack that thing up, and then straighten that thing out.
But she didn't let him do it.
Well, like I said, all they care about is getting that 35 or 40 bucks when you guys to get that Delta 8.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it. I think I pissed her
You
off
muted me?
enough. No, I didn't mute you. I didn't hear. I couldn't hear you for a second, but now I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, my biggest thing was how. Before I let you go, like the uncle, real quick, does he know about like their online presence? Does he understand that they have a lot of hate for a lot of things that they've done to people?
Yes, they do. Yes, he does. And he doesn't like a lot of the things that's being said about them. However, I know this for a fact. He ain't a fan of Shanny. He is not a fan of Shanny. He sees right through her.
Janelle asks, "Is Chris ain't still in love?" No, Chris is married, right? Chris is with somebody else.
No, he's single, I think.
Oh, he is single. Oh, I heard he was with someone last time I checked. Well, I don't think Chris wants anything to do with this version of Shanny. But
I'll tell you this though. I want to know how it feels, Rev, to know that all Chris got to do is give Shanny a call. That's all he's got to do. I promise you, if Chris makes a video and says that he wants Shanny back and he gives her Greyhound money to go, she's out of there. All of a sudden, her legs are gonna miraculously healed, and she's gonna be out of there. You know what I mean? So Rev don't know how close he is to being dumped because he ain't never gonna leave her, but she's gonna leave him. So it's gonna happen.
You know that for sure, though. That
she's looking for his replacement. Stevie Wonder can see that.
She's that's.
I guarantee you, if I make a YouTube video confessing my undying love toward her, and I send her the money to come be with me, trust me, her legs will get healed. She'll run to the bus company and she'll fly to me. I promise you. Rev don't understand his position right now. He just don't. If he's smart, he'll save his money and protect himself a little bit. But he's too dumb to do that.
So this is confirmed though that the house that they're in right now, the uncle's, it's pretty run down.
Yeah, the outside of it, the inside is kind of old fashioned, but Shanny, like I said, man, if you ever need a girlfriend, make a video about her. She'll drop him like a bag of dimes. But she's gonna want proof though. She's gonna want proof. She's gonna want proof. She'll drop him like a bag of dimes right now. She'll go out with a hobo on the street if he can provide rent and security.
Oh wow, the uncle has kids of his own. See, that's not right. That they have to deal with them. You know, I don't know if you know this, G-Man, but a lot of people were under the impression that Shanny, Rev, and the uncle were all living under one roof. And
no, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, no way. No way.
Not all the noise that they're making in there.
I don't even think they have, like, I don't even want to talk about this, but I don't even think they have a physical relationship, if you get my meaning.
Oh, they have a physical relationship when she needs it. And then when he's out of line, she gets real physical with him.
Yeah.
Rev scared of her. Rev wanted it, but he scared of her. And Rev used to love when I went over there and told her no. He used to be like, "Oh my God, Gman, it's like you got this anti-BS meter in your head or whatever." You know what I mean? And then he would compliment me on how I stand up to Shanny because I had no issues with telling her no. I had no issues with telling her how it was going to be and what it was going to be. I said, I am not Rev. And I made that super clear with her because it wasn't like I just magically forgot about all the videos she made about me and whatnot, you know? Not to mention, there was a couple of times I almost threw her out because I told you the story that I was at a wake and she was calling me the N-word.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know what was. Well,
if it wasn't for Rev, I told Rev, I said, Rev, if it wasn't for you, she would have been out. I'd have been kicked her out.
Do you know if the uncle watches any of their videos or anything like that?
I'm pretty sure Shanny and them will have them watch the troll videos, but I don't think they watch theirs. He watches theirs. I think the uncle is on. Shanny is just benefiting from the uncle helping Rev. I don't think the uncle is that crazy about Shanny. As a matter of fact, I'm certain
I don't
about
think
that.
so either. I mean, they this last Thanksgiving, it's not like the uncle invited them to come and break bread with him. He wants nothing to do with them. I don't blame the guy though. I'd be in the same boat. I would have been like, Shanny, or Rev, you should have figured this out. But is ultimately why he gave everybody, like gave you that house and gave the uncle the house, is because he couldn't afford the taxes, or because
No. That ain't why he did it. Number one, he constantly refers to the house that he gave me. Him and Shanny constantly refers to it as a piece of garbage. Now they use a different word, but you know what I mean. So they call it a piece of S. You know what I mean? Shanny thinks it's a piece of S. Shanny thinks everything attached to the house is a piece of S. And the only reason they cared about it because they needed somewhere to lay their head. That's the only reason they care. You know what I mean? But they think the house is a piece of garbage. The house that they're in right now, they believe is a piece of garbage. Because they don't understand that they themselves are homeless and they need that piece of garbage in order to be able to survive.
Yeah, well, David Anthony says, no man wants Shanny. Ladies, she's all yours.
I don't see no lady taking her either.
Yeah,
not this present form of Shanny.
Nicole
See,
says,
if Shanny was like the way she was when I first met her, if Shanny went back to the way she was when I first met her on social media and whatnot, oh, there'll be guys on here that will want her. That ain't never gonna happen because she has a problem. She has a problem and she ain't gonna get no help for it. And it ain't pain, that's for sure. She has a substance abuse problem. She doesn't know how to submit. She's extremely hard-headed. She thinks she knows more than she knows, and she's extremely abusive. She's very, very, very abusive. And that only works with people like Rev. If I told her, if you ever try that mess with me, you're gonna find out real fast. I ain't saying I would hit her, like, that's my first reaction. I wouldn't say that because you can go to jail in this country for doing that mess, unfortunately, with the way the laws are. But I told her, if you threaten my life, I told her, and I ain't afraid to say this on nobody's platform, I was going to go in my basement. I have a chainsaw down there. I got a sledgehammer down there, and I know how to use those. I would decapitate. I told her this. Don't play that mess. Please.
Shanny's big. I mean, I think if she was behind
I'll be Jason Voorhees. I'll be like Jason Voorhees.
If she was behind you, I think she could do some damage. When I saw her stand up and then Rev stand up, I'm like, wow.
Let me tell you something. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and all these other things are supposed to be really strong. But if you ain't agile and you don't know what to do, no, she can't do anything. I'm extremely in shape. She is not. I'll be all right. And I have way better strength than Rev does. I'm not Rev, and I'm not going to be pushed around. I'm certainly ain't Chris, and I'm not going to be pushed around.
Yeah, well, at least Chris got out of this situation. But yeah,
with his life with that axe. But in Shanny's defense, I did the same thing if I found out you did that with my best friend.
Oh yeah, she ran out there with the brother, Chris's brother, with the hatchet. Like, what the hell? What is this, Shanny? Running after with the brother with a hatchet. Like, wow, holy shit, man!
And that's if that even happened, because I don't even know if all of that happened. Well, I'm just going by her story.
And Chris confirmed it on the Geek Room. Shanny's
own mother said that. And this is the thing. I got this email that I keep because every time Sabella gives me the information, I lose it. I have to get that email because on my other phone, her mother told me in plain English she only using Rev for money and she wanted me. All I had to do. This is what she told me. She told me to be quiet. She told
What?
me to be quiet and I'll get the house back. She says I'm being stupid for making videos. Of course, I only listened to that for about 24 hours before I went off on her again because I was really, really, really angry at Shanny for what she put me through to that house.
I mean, you talked to Shanny's mother before she passed?
Oh yeah, via email. I donated money. I
Yeah.
did a bunch of different things. Shanny's mother. Yep. Me and Sabella had a bet before we started being enemies that relationship was only going to last about 6 months. We were 2 years off. That the money was going to last 6 months, but it ended up lasting 2.5 years, I think.
You know what? I think if the pandemic didn't happen, maybe it would have lasted a little bit more.
Well, they keep talking about the pandemic took their money. That ain't what Rev told me. The pandemic took some of it, but it ain't take enough of it. He lost most of
Oh.
that money. He lost most of that money when he had wet brain, when Shanny was making all of the decisions.
Would you ever see
That
those
woman lost
Christmas haul
125
videos?
grand in one day.
And you know what? That I heard you say that, and I'm surprised at that statement because I figured that the stock market there's a cutoff where you can't lose that much money in a day's time. Where there's some
Where
sort
were
of
you in 2008 when millionaires went from being millionaires to being poor overnight? I don't know what the heck happened. That woman called me up one time and
yeah.
G-Man, what am I gonna do? I was like, what's up? I lost $125,000 in the stock market. I don't know what to do. I never had this kind of responsibility before.
Whoa,
I remember that.
really?
Yeah. She was calling me a lot about that stuff because she couldn't have no conversation with Rev. As a matter of fact, you remember the arrest video?
Yeah, which one? Which one?
The arrest video where they put the cuffs on her when it was in Colorado when she called the police on Rev.
Oh, the
Shannon, I hope you're
Colorado
listening to this
one.
because you know this is true. You know why they got her. You know why they were fighting, right?
They were fighting over that stupid Baja Blast.
No. They was fighting over no Baja Blast. They were fighting over me. They were talking about me. And they got to fight over me. This is what Rev told me. They got in a fight over me because
No
he thought that she was
way.
cheating with me. Now, me and her were going back and forth and fighting and everything and whatnot. But I guess some people were sending them emails or whatever. But they were fighting over me. That's what they were doing. That's why all of that stuff really happened. And it got that bad. It wasn't over no stupid Baja. They were fighting over me. They were fighting
Oh.
over me because Rev, and believe me, even to this day, this dude still think I want Shanny. Eventually, he'll make a YouTube video. G-Man, you got everything
Yeah,
else,
you're
but you'll
talking,
never get Shanny. You'll
you're
never get
talking about
Shanny.
that, right?
Everybody and their mama knows. Yeah, everybody and their mama knows that if I wanted Shanny, all I gotta do is make one video. That's it. Shanny don't gotta suffer no more. Shanny be eating all the blimpies she want. Shanny be eating all the cookies she want. Shanny be getting anything she want, and I'm not rich.
Yo, when this video
Shanny knows the deal.
when this
Shanny know
video
who
got
daddy is.
leaked.
Let me say this again. Shanny know who daddy is.
Yeah, well, she would always ask, like, she needs to talk to you ASAP. But I want to know when she made when this video leaked, what was her response to why there was all these clothes on the table and Christmas lights in the middle? Like, it's like summertime. It was like June, and it's or April, and they got the Christmas stuff still out. They got dirty clothes on their kitchen table. Like,
They don't
what
clean
was?
up. They don't clean up. It's as simple as that. And Rev used to blame the kids. The kids wasn't there no more, and the place was still dirty. They don't clean up. That's what it is. They make their mess, but they don't clean up. When the police came over there, from what I understand in that video, to go arrest Shanny, she claimed that was the case because of them arguing and everything. That's how their house look all the time. They don't clean up.
So you're saying they were fighting about you? It wasn't about Rev wanting to get a Baja Blast.
Yeah, he's jealous because he knows full well, and I'm really starting to understand this. I think Sabella knew this before me. Her mother knew this before me, that woman wanted me. She only wanted Rev for his money. Now that his money's gone, she's looking for a way to slander him and get somebody to white knight for her. That's what she's trying to do right now. I think everybody knows that by now. And if that ever was going to happen, it's not going to happen because that woman had the nerve to get on social media and lie and say that I gave her a death sentence. That was by far the dumbest thing that she did on social media.
Yeah, you know who she looks like? If you watch Netflix, The Umbrella Academy, there's this big guy called Luther. That's like her back. Like she's got like a linebacker's back. And has she gotten bigger since this video? Like when you actually met her?
That's about how she looks in real life. That's how she looks in real life.
Yeah, that's like she looks like she could just serious
I think
do some serious damage to somebody.
because I seen her high school picture, I think that when she had her kids, like she completely let go and decided she wasn't going to do nothing with herself.
Yeah.
You know, somebody in your chat is asking me, did they ask me about a three-way? I think Rev was suggesting that a little bit.
Yeah.
He was suggesting because he will always say Shanny will be so happy she'll give me a kiss and she'll do this, that, and the other and whatnot. And you want to know, I didn't want no kiss from Shanny. I just wanted them to get their life together and get that second chance. Because I thought, because you got to remember back then I was blaming you guys for everything too. It wasn't just them. I was blaming for y'all for everything too. And then the big revenge was going to be Rev was going to get back on his feet. He was going to get $100 grand, get back on his feet, and then they'll be back to doing the things that they were doing minus the porn and all that crap and whatnot that they were doing. But of course that never happened because they never had a plan to do anything with themselves. They just wanted somewhere where they can lay their head, get comfortable, play video games all day and do nothing with their lives whatsoever. And I'm still angry about that, Rev, if you're watching this, dude. Got you a job twice with the same person.
This is what you're talking about, this high school picture?
Yeah, she don't look nothing like that now. She don't look nothing like that now.
Where are those warts? I mean, I hate to be mean, but like seriously,
she must be like about 17 or 18 in this picture, I think.
And like the hair is better. It's not all greasy. She still got them dead eyes, but like
Yeah, she looks healthy.
Yeah, a lot healthier than that video. That's for sure. But yeah, I personally feel that with her, she has to be super duper nice to the uncle, because if she doesn't, she don't get nothing. Like,
before I got that house, everybody and their mama warned me about taking the house. Said, G-Man, don't take the house. Don't take the house. Don't take the house. And I never understood that. Everybody that was associated with the great debate community was telling me, do not take it. Now, the people that was telling me not to take it were her enemies. So I'm like, okay, natural, and was my enemies too. So I was like, well, why should I listen to you? You know what I mean? You just cost me my job and everything at the time or whatever, right? And it was like, oh, don't take the house. And I didn't understand what they were talking about until Shanny decided to get on my case about making that video about that guy, that fake Jesus guy. And then she got on my case about the Hebrew Israelites. Then she got on my case about this and trying to control the content on my channel. I said, listen, I'm going to do what God called me to do. I don't care what you think. Yeah,
and I hope that the uncle kind of gets to it, to his senses and realizes that if he really doesn't like her, then the best thing he can do is tell Rev that they have to go. Because if he keeps taking care of them, they're never going to learn. They're never going to change. Rev keeps talking
Shanny's
about
already working on her exit strategy right now. She knows that after the uncle that they're pretty much screwed. So I think what she's trying to do without him knowing is trying to find somebody to replace him. That's where they're at right now. Rev is too dumb to see it, but I think even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see that now.
And if what you're saying is true, if this house that they're also in is also run down, eventually the house is going to need work. It's going to need to be fixed. And who's going to do that?
No, it's not even that. I'm telling you, Shanny's getting ready to leave him. Well, but she needs money first. She got to figure out where she's going to go, and then she's got to find a man.
She's not worried about once she leaves him that Rev's going to go spill his guts about what has really been going on.
No. That's not her big concern. She could care less about how Rev's going to react. Her big concern is how social media is going to receive it. See, she wants an event to happen where everybody will turn on him, and then she can leave unscathed and try to make that foodie beauty money. With Shanny, I hope you're paying attention to this, Shanny, okay? Shanny doesn't understand she will never make foodie beauty money on social media until she does that channel tour. But like I said,
Yeah.
by the time she figures that out, nobody's gonna care then.
Yeah, well, yeah, and she can't follow the terms of service. At least Foodie Beauty knows what to say and what not to say, and I think that helps her. Her channel stay not what you call it, not getting any monetization or anything.
Right, right. But she's not gonna be smart and do things the right way. I know her too well. She wants to say what she wants to say and do what she wants to do. Because who are we to invalidate her and tell her what she can and can't do? Okay, no problem. When she get her 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and she can monetize, she'll be monetized all about a month before YouTube unmonetizes her and tell her she can't do it no more because they got rules on this platform.
David says she hit every limb on the ugly tree after that pick. Yeah, she hit every word too. She said that works for where God touched her, exposed her because that she's God's anointed, whatever the hell that means. And you know what? I was surprised, G-Man, that she could say this stuff. And when you were even cool with her at the time, you wouldn't like look at her side eyes like that's not. None of this is in the Bible. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, okay, sure, people
Oh, I
interpret.
disagree with them a lot. You should have been in the car with us when we was in the Durango. We were driving to Jerides, I think. It was at Jerides or Ollie's. And I think we were supposed to go buy a what do you call that thing? A multi-prong, the thing that has a multiple plugs on it or whatever. We was gonna go
Surge
buy
protector?
a surge protector. And
Yeah.
I was gonna get Rev that because Rev needed it, for the computer and everything. I felt good about doing that because back then I was like, y'all stole everything from them, y'all broke into their part. I believe everything they told me. You know what I mean? Until again, I saw those those archive videos, which I still say to this day is good that people save these videos so nobody can say they didn't say anything. But we was on our way to Jerides and Ollie's, and when we and what was I talking about?
You
We
were
was
on
on
your
our way
way.
there. Oh, and me and Shanny got into this argument in the car. She went from being nice to being evil like in seconds because the R word came up. I talked about my opinion when it came to the R word, and she
And she
completely
freaked out.
went off on me. And I stood my ground. I said, nope, this is what I believe. Well, G-Man, you know what, G-Man? Maybe we're gonna have to agree to disagree, G-Man. And mind you, they don't got a dime to their names. I'm
Isn't
gonna
that
pay for
great?
your gas. I'm gonna pay for your food. I'm paying for the surge protectors. And I'm thinking to myself, you got the nerve to talk to me like that? You know what I mean? But I swallowed it. I held my ground. I went there and I bought those things. I kind of was a little stingy with Shanny because I didn't like her attitude in the car. I bought them some KFC and some other stuff. Her legs was just fine when we went to KFC. Her legs was just fine when we went in Ollie's. Her legs was just fine when we went into the dollar store. There was nothing wrong with her legs then. She's full of so much caca, it's not even funny.
And how long
When it
ago are
comes
you
to
talking
spending
about?
money, her legs are just fine. Trust me.
How long ago are we talking? Like, it's not even 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think because they were in the motel, and then from the motel back into the uncle's house. Like I said, I want to see what's going to happen over there at that house next. I think that's where the change is going to happen. And what you just said before, I think if Shanny actually would have kicked Rev out for what he did, for him hitting her
Well,
son, I think that could have been what you were saying is the change where she would have gotten support. I
right.
think she
She was
lost.
stupid. The second dumbest thing she ever did was taking Rev back. That
Yeah,
was dumb. Because you think about this now. Let's look at history now. She don't take him back. Look at all of the sympathy she's gonna get from YouTube. You know what I mean? And all the money that she's gonna get in form of donations, because now it's just her and her boys. And that's it. No
yeah.
more raging at the boys. No more we're gonna kick your butt or any of this other stuff and whatnot. Rev's gonna be in jail, paying his debt to society and everything and whatnot. The whole entire narrative is different. I sell the house, I give her the money. But nope, this know-it-all thinks, okay, you know what, I'm gonna bring him back. And I think it's because she got tired of wiping her own butt, personally. I think she got tired of wiping her own behind and bathing herself. You know what I mean? She needed her slave to come over and do it for her.
All right. Well, it's been over 2 hours. I do appreciate you coming on. I said for an hour, you gave me two, so I appreciate that. And like I said, I really was just scratching my head with why is the uncle still allowing them to just keep doing this over and over again? But it seems like she's just manipulating him, like she manipulates everybody, and making
You know
Rev
what? And
do it
let me
too.
say
You
this
know,
before I leave. I am more than
sure.
happy to be a guest on the Losers Club and have them question me on these things as long as they agree not to mute my microphone. I will agree to go on there and have a chat with them. But of
Well, you hear
course,
that,
those
Shanny?
two cowards are never going to agree to that. So,
All right, but yeah, thanks for coming in, and then yes, your next debate, I will make an appearance.
yeah, you can just come in, disagree, agree, say what you got to say, and you can leave if you want. You ain't got to stay. You
All
might
right.
find it interesting to talk about something different because, as I said before, Shanny's getting boring.
Yes, but I feel like I could just do it all day. I mean,
I can't.
when it comes to certain, I guess when I'm talking about with certain people, like it's easier to do it than to actually watch her because I know when I'm watching the video, it's just bull crap coming out of her mouth. But when it's somebody who actually has been around her and knows what went down, I feel like that's a little bit more interesting. But yeah, thanks for
Yeah, a lot
coming
of the stuff
by.
that you guys watch on YouTube is theatrics. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you something, they plan this stuff out. I'm even wondering if that cookie thingy was even real, to be honest. Sometimes
Oh,
I
you
wonder if
think?
that cookie thing was even real.
Well, I feel like with Rev can't be fake. You know, he can't help himself because I see Shanny will just start to shut him down once he gets close to actually admitting something.
Well, Rev comes from the truther community, so he cares about getting
The
on here
truth.
lying about lying and telling the truth. The problem is he's been manipulated and he's being psychologically controlled by her. If he can be guaranteed protection that she won't whoop his behind, oh, you'll be surprised when he'll get on here and say, you'll be
Well,
surprised.
hopefully, one day we will see
Rev's got to
that.
learn how to fight. Rev's got to learn how to fight and defend himself against a woman.
And Rev, don't worry. When you're ready to come to the crypt, when Shanny leaves you, no judgments here, man. I will let you
We
come
got you,
on.
Rev. When she leaves you,
Yeah.
we got you financially, dude. Don't worry about it when she leaves you
Yeah,
because it's going to
you
happen.
can come on and talk. You can and Gman can be here with you for support, and you can tell us the real story, Rev, because it's gonna happen. Whether you want to believe it or not, man, it's gonna happen. That woman don't love you. She uses you.
Yeah. And you
But
don't love her either, dude, because you refuse to
yeah,
take
you don't
care of
love
her.
her either. You guys don't
Keep
love
it
each
real.
other. Yep.
Yeah.
All
Y'all
right.
just using each other.
I will see you, and yeah, just give me a link when you're ready to set that up.
All right. Gotcha.
All right. Have a good one. Have a good night.
Night.
All right, folks. That was a long one, but you know what? Fun. And I'm glad Jenny got all pissed off and triggered. But that's it for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for liking. You know, it's always fun here. And I made it. I'm over 2,000 subs, so here's my celebration. This is kind of like a celebration stream. You know, just like us hanging out. But guys, thank you for doing that. And like I said, guys, none of this is that deep. None of this stuff is that deep. It's just people having fun, laughing at cows. So please, guys, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. And this channel here is a neutral one. I have all kinds of people on. I do my own thing, you know, and that's how it's always been. That's how it always will be. So please, if you want to make fun of someone, cyberbully, whatever, bring it to me. Don't bring it to my viewers. But with all that being said, thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. And as always, ha 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 ha. Bye, guys.